So, hello everyone, it's 9 o'clock. Hey, it's that time again. It's Monday night from, where are we from?
Space.
Space. eModels. eModels.co.uk. It's on the jacket. Yeah. There's three of us tonight. We're all here. We're all alive, loaded, and dangerous. Yeah, Chris is back. Welcome. He's down here somewhere. Whichever side you're
on. Pointing there, but he might be
on somewhere.
Else, I don't know. He could be there. He could be there. I don't know.
If I say something, I'm up there. But but if I don't, then I'm probably down there. So somewhere.
Yep. And if you've any comments about anything that's missing from Chris, just put it in the comments. If you spotted anything different. And the other guy, and the other guy that's with us tonight. Good evening, Fox. Good evening.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, everybody.
Yes. So obviously it's that time again. It's Monday night because it says so up there. It's Monday.
Indeed.
Yeah, I have to change it every Monday just to say that it's Monday.
We change it from saying Monday to saying Monday.
yeah, change it every Monday. It's Monday. What we're going to do? Right. Oh yeah, I've got a great announcement. We've got a good giveaway this week. Right.
It's worth staying. Remember, watch to the end because you never know when we'll do the giveaway.
Yeah, should have said.
We do know when we do the giveaway. It will be at the end.
Yeah, I think you should give them a hint. A hint.
If I say Dora,
that's too much of a hint.
That's a big hint. It's a very big hint.
Yeah. If right, I know. Yeah, Pete might be having kittens if he says we're giving that away.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
If you were to say out loud something like, Dora, then
Dora. Did I say Dora?
I think.
No, I didn't hear you say Dora. No.
You sure you didn't say Dora?
No.
I didn't say Dora.
Maybe
anyway, it's going to be a great giveaway this week. You're going to have to watch because it's a super fantastic giveaway. So we'll keep watching. Bring it to take part. And if you are watching in midweek, you can still take part because you can answer in the description thing, comments below.
Comments is the word.
Yes. It won't be a live giveaway.
No, it won't be live. It's the catch-up giveaway. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, usual Monday night stuff. It's your show. Don't forget you can send us questions and such in the chat, or you can send them to me on email, ted@emodels.co.uk. For those of you that can't get into the chat because you're on a different platform or something. Ask us anything you want, whether it be modelling or anything. Just keep it going. Keep it fun. Keep it nice. Remember, it's a family show, so keep it nice, behave, and all the rest of it.
Don't forget, of course, if you are watching not on our YouTube channel, on the eModels YouTube channel, if you're watching on the eModels page, like emodels.co.uk/live, or anywhere else, or you haven't got the chat option because you're on a mobile device, then all you need to do is on the video at the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little YouTube icon. Click on that, or click on the title of the video. That will take you to the YouTube page where the stream is. And you can join in the chat live there. And if you don't want to have to email a question, you can put the question in the chat. And as always, when you post a question, do it in big fat capital letters so we can see it. Chris is with us tonight, so he's our chat dolly as always. We'll keep an eye out. But there is also the option of super chat if you'd like to do a super chat and have your comment in a big coloured box so we can't possibly miss it. Just hit the little $sign underneath the chat window and it'll pop your question or comment up in super chat.
Dave Barker's asked why I'm rocking the convict look, and Phil East says, who gloss varnished Chris? It's not varnished. It's my wife's birthday today, so I got her a clean-shaven me. So,
3 times more shiny. Yes, yeah. Did you apply pledge? Was it pledge or anything like that?
No, it's all natural me.
Yep. But you smell nice too, do you?
Chris.
Sanding sticks or metal files?
Right, well, let's have a look, see who's in with us tonight. I know that you've been chatting long before we started the evening, the live stream.
Yeah,
Seymour's in.
Somebody says Odo looks a little thin. He's as fat as ever.
Yeah, been on a diet.
I don't have to feed him. He finds food himself.
Right. Yeah. That's where all the bits go missing overnight.
Yeah, Scott asked me that, and it's like, yep, he feeds himself. I have to fight him for the. If I walk out of the room when there's food on the table, it's gone.
Brought up on pot noodles, is he?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Kebabs.
Right, let's have a look through, run through, see who's in. As I said, Seymour Bobbitt, he was first in tonight. Yeah, had nobody to talk to it.
And he's already had a pizza delivered.
Chris's, yeah, pizza's already. Pizza.
I know.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the doorbell to ring. Nobody ever sends one to me.
It'd be hilarious if one day that actually happened.
Yeah.
Outside.
Simon D says, evening, first day of the pre-holiday diet, not a happy camper. Right, so yeah, good, slim for get that beach body for the summer.
Depends on the diet though. If the diet's all like chocolate and crisps and kebabs, then that's a great diet.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. If you need to choose the right diet, a full fat diet. So Phil Kett, Kenneth M, Dave Barker. I've got your question, Dave, so we'll have a look at that later on. If I remember, remind me to ask questions that you sent in. Because
I like the way you say, I've got your question, we'll ask it later, if I remember. And then you can move on dead quickly. No guarantees given. Your house is at risk if you do not recoup payment.
Max Scale Models, good evening, everyone. Right, let's scroll down. Stijn van Gemmert, is that right? Did I get it right this week?
Van Gemmert.
Stijn van Gemmert. I still have got
I think I've got it right, so do tell me if I've got it wrong.
Kenneth M says he's here because his alarm woke him up.
Yay.
Rustic Cutting Models. There's that brilliant one, Matty's Metal Detecting South Wales. Yeah. It's a mouthful, but it's a great name.
Yeah, he leaves you up to with no illusion as to what they actually do.
Or where he does.
Clearly plumbers.
Raging Bassist.
Bassist.
Yeah, it depends whether he's a fisherman or a guitar player.
I don't know that the fishermen are necessarily raging.
Or a bassist.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see some other fishermen. Scott Sutherland, all the way from Foggy Orkney. It's been foggy all week this week in the Lake District. Luke Losser, howdy. Zadster, Phil East, Joanna Hammond, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Yep, you too, Joanna. Steve Whittingham, Jamie Bourne. Hi, Jamie. Jamie asked everyone what's the Grand National on Saturday. Did anybody get any winners?
No, I was working.
I do sport. Boring.
For those in the UK, it's a horse racing event. It's where all the housewives put the pound on a good sounding name.
Yes.
Redland, yeah.
This is why we get Ted to read out all the. This is why we don't do it.
Oh no, I wouldn't be able to do it either, so that's why I don't do it.
Right, and oh no.
Just noticed as well, TK's in tonight, so TK's modding.
I saw Adam was up there as well, Enigma.
Yeah, TK has the epic banhammer of epicness, and also the big dog of scary barks. So, be nice in the chat.
Yeah, I hope the new job's going well, TK. Yeah, he's doing posh gardens now rather than street for grass.
See, what other stream can you watch where you've got a crazy Viking in the chat as a mod? Brilliant.
Right. I lost. Where are we at? Yeah, goodbye, everyone. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Come again next week. Try the fish.
Right. So, what? I should go around the room and say, what have you been doing this week, then, Chris?
This week I've been doing very little, actually. I sort of lost my mojo, but since I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, I have some stuff. I finished the plane, the Starlifter, which is sitting there, all done. Videos up on the eModels channel and ready to watch.
You wouldn't think it was 1/144 scale, would you? Because it's huge.
It's quite big, yeah. Yeah, I'll put a couple of pictures up of it with the little people standing next to it as well. So yeah, it's quite big. People are about the size of the engines. So yeah, it works quite well.
Just big enough to be sucked in
whole, not in bits. Yeah. So apart from that, I printed myself a ship from Elite that we've been playing, and painted that up in my colour scheme from the game.
Yeah, yours is a Mark 4, unlike mine.
Mark 4. So I had to scratch build some engine cowling around the back and stuff. So.
Yep.
But apart from that, I haven't been doing any modelling the last week or so. Just sort of haven't really been feeling it. So I'm waiting to see what tickles my fancy next week. I've got the tugs to get on with, and then I've got to find something else for eModels to send me. But yeah.
Any ideas? Any sort of feelings towards any particular subject? Or
no, not really. Just the right, as long as it's the right scale, I'll have a look through and see what there is. Not a plane, because I've just done a plane. I don't know. I think I might do one of my own kits first before I get back to do another eModels one.
Like a 1/144th bicycle or something.
Yeah, probably something a bit bigger than that.
17 episodes.
I've got the Saturn V sitting in my stash that is sort of calling to me, being that I'm all space mode at the moment. And I think I might do the Saturn V, which at 144 is, again, quite big. So I think I might do that.
Good. But, well, I'm sure everybody out here in the internet world will look forward to your next build, whatever it be. Maybe if you've got a couple of suggestions that Chris might like to consider, send them in.
Absolutely.
Seymour Bobbington says, do a space tank ship.
Space tank ship, yeah.
Yes, space tank ship.
Space tank ship.
And my wife just messaged me and said that I've got a stealth to do. She bought me a stealth bomber for, I don't know, it must have been for something. What we just had.
Oh, it's a good lady.
What? Christmas, but apparently so, because she just told me off for not doing stuff. So
that's your next project.
Happy birthday.
So we know what your next project is.
Yeah, a happy birthday to Chris's wife. Yeah,
yes, Mrs. Chris.
Yeah, Mrs. Chris. Yeah, there's now Fox's mum and Chris's wife.
Yep.
So I have to say hello to them all. So hello, Fox's mum.
Brew Glue Addict says build a Dora. Because there is a door in 1/144.
I've got that sitting in the stash as well. Yeah, so yeah, maybe.
That's good. And Fox, what have you been up to this week?
What did I do last week?
I don't
know. I have. I finished those Fallout Wasteland Warfare figures. They're done. Although Medifi says they're going to send me more when they get more released. So what I did was I got back on with the Imperial Skitter, which hasn't changed at all. The Imperial Skitter hasn't moved on, but what I have been doing is painting and starting painting all the little tiny little wee fellas. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, and they're all coming along quite nicely. I've got a couple there. They won't be in focus, but you get an idea of the size of them. So I've got getting these guys all painted up. All the base colours are on. I've done a little bit of shading on them. And I've got little bits of detail painting to do now and highlighting, and I might try some edge highlighting, but I'm kind of going for a slightly more realistic look than the standard kind of Warhammer paint, shade and edge highlight. So I don't know yet, but I'm quite enjoying those. This is the first time with these figures that I'm doing for this build for eModels that I've been using the Vallejo game color paints, and I am quite liking them. They are actually quite nice paints. As you know, I love my Citadel paints, but that's not something that eModels stock at the minute. So I managed to get them semi-loaded the game color paints, which are basically Vallejo's version of Citadel paints. They're all kind of similar colors, and there's the same kind of color range. Not exactly, but close enough. They're water-based acrylics. They come in a dropper bottle, which is brilliant. And they're actually quite nice. They're a little thicker, but they do dry out quite fast. So if you're going to use these, I would say you really want to make yourself a wet palette, because they dry out really quickly on a dry palette. But I've quite enjoyed these. The only thing that's weird with this particular colour, which has been puzzling me all week, is 72102 steel grey, which I used for the base armour colour on these dudes, is when you smell it, it kind of smells like, you know, when you get one of them, like, things where it looks like a little stuffed toy, but you're supposed to put it in the microwave and warm it up, and then you can use it as like a hot water bottle, because it's got like grains or wheat or something inside it.
Oh yeah, I think they're wheat.
Yeah, it smells like that. It smells like kind of grandma's potpourri and like old folks. There's a kind of whiff of old folks home about it. It's very bizarre.
We should probably say that eModels don't condone paint sniffing.
Yeah, don't sniff paint.
I'm just waiting as he gets the breath, the sort of slight puff of the aroma that he squeezes too high, and
it's kind of round and earthy with pencil shavings. No, it's just a really weird smell, because it doesn't smell like paint. There's no paint fumes. None of these paints particularly smell because they're acrylics, but it's just got this it's quite a pleasant smell. It's like herbs. It smells a bit. Yeah, dare I say it smells a little bit illegal. You know what I mean?
As we all take speaking blue. Yeah, I think that.
Have you got it there?
I think must go for What's Vallejo paints?
I don't think the other ones do. I don't know why. It's just welcome to wine tasting and paint sniffing.
Yeah, if you have a bottle of Vallejo paint out there, have a sniff.
Okay, model color 70964, which is field blue, smells like geraniums.
What's red and smells like blue paint?
Yeah. What's this one?
I'm getting dew covered meadows.
Khaki smells like caramel. What are they putting in the paint?
I've only got the Vallejo airs, and they don't smell of anything.
Hang on, I've got a Vallejo game colour here. Hang on. Orange.
Which colour is this one?
Orange fire.
It's not a Vic Sinex thing.
Yeah, I think I'm getting apples and blackberries. Yeah.
Well, Citadel Lamian Medium smells just like apple sauce. So anyway, I've been trying those paints out, bizarrely, and I actually am really enjoying them. I'm having a few issues with the metallics. You kind of have to work on them because they have some weird surface tension issues, but you can get around it. But overall, I'm enjoying them. They're really quite nice. The colours are nice and bright. The pigments are strong, and they go on quite nicely. They do dry a little bit shinier than, say, Citadel paints or Ammo paints. They're kind of similar to Ammo in their shininess, but it doesn't matter if you're going to matte varnish it. So overall, yeah, I'm enjoying using those paints. That's what I've done this week.
Yeah. And if you
well, last week.
Yeah, and obviously, if you don't want to paint, you could just smell them.
Yeah, Scott Sutherland says, "Hi, my name's Fox, and I'm a paint sniffing addict."
Yes, it's just weird because I got it on my wet palette, and it was just really weird because I'm just taking my socks off because I'm really warm with this jacket on.
That's a smell that we don't want.
No, don't worry, they're okay. I washed them last week. You're fine. But I had it on my wet palette, and I'm painting away, and I'm like, why can I smell like old lady potpourri type old folks home smell? What is that? And then I realised it was the paint on the palette. I'm like, wow, it's quite pleasant, but it's really odd.
Most of the times when you walk in an old folks home, it usually smells of stale urine and vanilla. Whiskey.
No, I said biscuits, Ted, not whiskey.
All right. You haven't been in the old folks' homes I've been in.
Well, no, obviously. Ryan Riley says in the chat, have you tried airbrushing the game colours? I did when I did the Skitter, the base colours for this, and they are quite nice. You have to thin them a bit more than normal, but they are quite nice to go on.
Spruglu Alex says, Foxy's talking very fast tonight.
Am I? I shall slow down.
Do you need a wee already? Is that the problem?
No, I don't need a wee already.
No, it's the paint.
It's the I see. That's what's done it. Yeah.
Paint. It's spacing me out. I shall honour, and I do actually talk quite fast naturally, so talking slowly for me.
Joanna Hammond says, we have a shaved Chris. Perhaps we should get a shaved Fox to match. And Dave Barker says, the only way you're going to shave Fox is if 6 of us hold him down and somebody attacks him with a hedge trimmer.
Yeah, at this stage, I say chainsaw probably more.
Yeah. Who was it that said that Chris looked like a licked Malteser?
Yeah, that's Paul. He said I look the same when I'm facing the other way as well.
Yeah. The other way you were talking about me growing a beard, I still haven't convinced the wife to grow a beard, but never mind.
You did stop shaving though.
Yeah. Sadster says the old folks' home is probably ammonia. No, trust me, there's no ammonia in that paint because I know what ammonia smells like. Open a jar of Humber or Mascol, that's ammonia. This is a pleasant herbal smell. It's probably the best way I can put it. It's kind of a herbal smell.
Right. I wouldn't know what that smelled like.
Yeah, you know.
It smells like herbs.
Very strange. Yeah, like herbs.
Herbs.
The Americans would say herbs because they can't pronounce herbs correctly.
Kenneth says if he contacts eModels and asks for the paint that smells like Grandma's pot puree, will they know what I'm after?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, he said poor puree.
That's something else.
It's potpourri. Yes.
Stuart Charles says no, it would take 6 episodes to shave Fox, and he'd never reach that point.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, we're up to homegrown mascol smells like tomcats. Says
yes,
Tony,
not
it
wrong
does.
there,
Yeah.
Zadster says, and I can't imagine who this comment is aimed at. Viero paints.
That's what I said.
Viero paints.
Viero paints. Vallejo. Yeah. Yes, unless about yes.
As we will.
Moving on. Right. Right. Sure. I'll do a question. I'll change it to a modelling subject. Quite a sensible question.
No. Just very quickly, Andy B67, no problem at all.
Right, this question's already out of date, actually, because it says, "Dear Father Ted, Fox, and the fellow with the beard that's far away." Well, yes, yeah, it's
Hang on,
already dated.
Beard, is that me and I again?
Is he calling me Fox?
Yeah, me, Fox, and I.
Father Ted, I like that.
Having moved house 18 months ago, suffering the Pearl Harbor moving incident of having his fleet of 350 battleships damaged, how do you propose moving your finished model? How do I propose moving my finished models safely apart? Very carefully. Moving a house is not an everyday thing, but if people wanted to take a model to a show, how would you go about it? That's a very good question, actually. Slowly and carefully. For those that don't know, I'm in the process of moving house, and at the moment things are going very well. Things are progressing. We need to make appointments to see the solicitor, to sign bits of paper and pay lots of money and things like that. So in a few weeks' time, I will hopefully be moving house, and leaving these two guys to look after you lot. Whether I come, whether I come back's another matter, because I might not give you my forwarding address. Yeah, how do you move them? I've seen lots of ways for moving models, depending on the size of the model as it is. One of the best ways I've seen it is taking some blocks of polystyrene foam. If it's an aircraft, you need to cut grooves in them for a landing gear. Or another way is to sit the aircraft on some landing gear, then using cocktail sticks, you can put the cocktail sticks, position them all around the model so it doesn't move. That's one way.
Just very quickly, I've seen something very similar to that, but the thing they added on top of that was they got some silk ribbon, very fine silk ribbon, and they tied it very gently underneath the piece of foam. So you've got your plane on top of the piece of foam, with it resting on top with the landing gear in there, and they put some ribbon up through the foam and over the plane and down, and they've tied it very gently, made sure it wasn't bundled up, and that's also held it in place, but it wasn't going to rub any paint off because it was like silk, not thread, but silk ribbon, very fine silk ribbon.
I was just going to stick a stamp on one of the wings and put it in a postbox.
Yeah,
that'll get there. Yeah, you'll get there. Yeah, but I certainly wouldn't advise putting them in a crate and putting them in the back of the removal van. I'd probably put them in the car along with the kettle, the tea bags, and the milk, and take them to the new place that way. So
one thing I found useful when I'm shipping models to people when I used to do commissions, if it's not a model with millions of sticky out things and delicate bits, then what I did was go to my local home base or office depot or whichever, local sort of stationery store, and get some of those plastic storage boxes, the ones with the lids. You put your lid on it. They're just like, you get them from that big to this big. They're just the clear things. They're rock hard. They're plastic storage. They're like a £5 each. And you can just combine that and bubble wrap. If it's something that's not particularly delicate, so it's not like a boat or a ship, but like a car or a truck or a tank or a gunpla or something like that, you can just kind of wrap them gently in bubble wrap and place them in the box. And if you pad it up with a lot of bubble wrap first and then wrap them in and then wrap them over, and then make sure it's either one of the first things you take to the new house on their own in the car, or one of the last things you take, so it's not in the move van, like Ted says, take it in the car. Just pack it really carefully, but bubble wrap and foam. But if it's not anything delicate, then those kind of plastic storage boxes are great.
The good thing about model kits is they're not heavy.
Yeah. So
just a bit of bubble wrap around it, loosely wrapped. It's not going to shift around very much in it because there's no mass to it to shift when you're doing anything with it. So
I find it's best to make a bed of bubble wrap first. And if you've got, say, a box this big and you've got a model that big inside the box, make a little bed of bubble wrap, and then make some bubble wrap tubes that are like, that big. So you've got your box there, the model here, and you've got tubes on either side of bubble wrap wrapped up with sellotape so it can't move. Just a little buffer zone so it can't move around. And you can stack them quite nicely. That's if it's like not delicate things. If it's delicate sailing ships and boats with rigging and masts and sticky up bits, you could do the same thing, but you'd have to have the no lid on the top and have them standing up and just jam them in with, say, bubble wrap or foam so they can't go anywhere. And if you just take them literally on the front seat of your car seatbelt them in and drive really carefully, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Ian Bottomley says, just do remote controlled models. It would be fun driving a convoy of tanks onto the moving van.
It's really a difficult thing, because if I haven't said such a fragile thing, but if you did an aircraft, for instance, and it had all the undercarriage and all the aerials and such on it, it must be a nightmare to send through the post. If you say, especially sending it aboard, I'm sure though that if you keep this way up and a fragile sticker on it, the postal service will do their utmost to keep it that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't post it anywhere.
No. But however, that's one of the drawbacks to do commissions. When somebody says, can you build me a model? Yeah, I can build that. I live in America. Yeah, how am I going to get it to you?
That's one of the things, one of the many reasons I stopped doing commissions was the sleepless nights over how to pack the damn things. When I did my 1/72nd scale U-boat, the Revell U-boat, I literally had to put it, what I did was, I couldn't figure out how to ship it because of the rigging and the periscopes. So I had to basically get the box, the lid, the box of the model, fill it with bubble wrap, jam the U-boat in so it couldn't move, and then drive all the way to London to deliver it. That was the only way I could deliver it. And I'm in Manchester. So the most complex packing I ever did was we actually made a wooden box to ship a 1/72nd Millennium Falcon in. So we actually made a crate to put it in. And we shipped it. And then we found out afterwards that if the box had got damaged, because it was in a cardboard box, double wall cardboard box, if the box had been ripped and they'd seen there was wood box inside, we would have got a big fine, because that would be classed as a crate and we weren't supposed to ship it in a cardboard box. But they didn't know. So yeah, it used to give me sleepless nights. So plastic storage boxes, anything you can find where you can put it in, and just pad it with as much as you can. If it's not a massive 300-mile journey, if I can get a U-boat to London in the back of my car, you should be fine.
A couple of people in the chat have been saying using what they're saying, low density builder's foam or expanding extruding foam. I don't think that would. I'd be worried about that causing pressure and damage onto the kit.
Yeah, it's cheaper just to, well, it's safer and cheaper just to go and get a big massive roll of bubble wrap from your local office supply store.
You can order one online and they'll send it wrapped in bubble wrap so it doesn't break before it gets to you.
Yeah, Paul Stewart says, my local Hermes courier ignores the fragile tape on deliveries. That's because he's a Hermes courier.
You're lucky they read the address.
They're slightly better than Yodel, but that's not saying a lot. I remember I ordered something once. I was like, I'm really looking forward to getting this thing that I've ordered. I can't remember what it was. It was like, brilliant. Oh, it's being delivered by Yodel. I'll never see it. And miraculously, it turned up on the day without being thrown over the fence somehow.
Yeah, so there's lots of ways. When I built my radio control ships, I used to build a crate for each of them, and I'd build what would be a transport cradle that the boat would sit in the cradle, then slide into the box, bolt the side of the box on, and it have a carrying handle. But then it was only me that was moving it around, and I was not going to turn it upside down or lay it on its back or anything like that. But that's it. Do the job.
Tony Blackwell says, take it to pieces, glue them back on all the sprues, and put it back in the original box.
Yeah, you could just
and then you could send a sheet of instructions of how they could put it back together again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's like I was thinking at one point when I had a particular commission, it was like I could do a diorama for this commission. Then I thought, how would I ship that? I'm not doing a diorama for this commission. Because I was going to do a diorama with buildings and stuff and trees. And I'm like, how would I physically get it in a box and then make it so that if it got turned upside down, it wouldn't just all become destroyed? And I couldn't figure out how to do it. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing a diorama for that.
You need to build some sort of gimbal arrangement in the box so it stays the right way up all the time.
Gyroscopes, magnets.
Gyroscopes and magnets, yeah.
And the FedEx.
Yeah, so if you're sending a model to another continent, either decline to do the job, get the guy to come and collect it, or he pays you a fare ticket, an airplane ticket to fetch across by hand. So do it that way, yeah. So, so hopefully I will let you know how the move goes. But somebody did say, how many models have I got to move? I don't actually have that many. Well, not till I start finding them as I start packing. I've got.
You might have to buy a load of little plastic boxes.
Yeah. I don't know whether to actually start and assemble the submarine to put it all in one section or to take it in separate parts.
I think it would be easier to ship it in separate parts, to be honest, Ted.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what amazed me a couple of years ago, the last time I went to the Telford Model Show, the first time I went to it as well, was the amount of people who were turning up with all their models to put on the tables, and they just had like a shoebox and like some planes in it, and I'm like, wow, that's really bad idea. Everybody just had shoeboxes with models in. I'm like, how are they not all just destroyed? Or is there somebody sat in the car like this for like 300 miles? I need a wee now. Can I go for a burger?
Yeah. People get away with it. People are just lucky, but I'm probably not going to be lucky. But certainly don't put it in the back of the removals van.
Don't trust it to anybody else, basically.
Yeah.
Adrian Davies says when he moves to a new house, he used bubble wrap. Then he popped bubble wrap.
Yeah, you did that. You did that after a day of moving, wouldn't you? Yeah. What do you want this, governor? Take it in the bedroom, please. What do you want this, governor? Yeah, pop.
Although, if you did enjoy building the model the first time, you might enjoy putting it back together again after it's been
salvaged. yeah. I think.
Well, you could just build snap fit models that you can take apart.
Yeah. And then try and remember how to put them back together.
Yeah. Just build Gunpla. There you go. You can take them all apart again, put them back in a box, ship them dead easy. And you get to build them all again the second time.
Yeah, but if you mix them all up, could you get the right bits to the right?
Yeah. Just put them in a big pile.
You said Gunpla. I heard you.
I said it about 10 minutes ago and nobody picked up on it.
I didn't notice that.
So no idea who wins the sweepstake now because
they'll have to watch it back later.
Right. Okay. Moving on from that, we do want your questions. So that was quite a good one from Dave. But if you have any more questions, ted@emodels.co.uk or pop them in the chat. I'd just trying to catch up on where we're up to. Rusting Custom Model said he orders a video recorder from Hermes. It was thrown over a 7-foot fence. Yeah. Or what's been done to me lately when I've had a delivery. Come home, through the door is a card saying, put the card in the bin, meaning the rubbish bin outside. Yeah, good job it wasn't the same day that the dustbin men came.
That's a good point. Dave Wiseram Barker says he can't get the snap fit kits now because Tommy builds them in 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't get a chance.
A question from David Adrian. David.
Hey, David.
What's the best way to put decals on rubber tyres as over time they crack or fall off? Any ideas? Any ideas? Anybody out there in chat?
Never done it.
Yes, we were talking about this before we went live, and it doesn't say what it is, but I would guess it's possibly like the kind of decals you get on Tamiya motorbike kits. The ones I've seen of those, I know they do different types, but the ones I've seen seem to be a mix of dry rubs and water slides, which I can't quite figure out. I know Tony did some in his Yamaha build, but I've got no idea. I've never done it. I know some of the chaps in the chat may have built some bikes. So anybody in chat who's done decals, the little white text decals on tires, let him know, because I don't know.
If it's a cross between dry rubs and water slide, is that a wet rub?
That's something else. That's Friday nights, that.
I remember you used to get dry rub decals that you could make a scene from the Battle of Britain.
Yeah, you used to get a plastic card with the scenery on it, and you'd rub the little things on. Yeah. I was actually looking those up on Google about 2 weeks ago for some reason, because I remember them from my youth.
Yeah, I can't remember who made them. Was it a particular manufacturer? I think they were quite.
There was. I looked them up.
I don't remember who it was, but yeah.
For some reason, I had a memory and went onto Google saying, these things, and I was like, yeah, they were a thing I remember. Trot Charles says they were Letraset. Yes, they were Letraset.
Yeah, I do remember the names and numbers, the letters and numbers that you used to get in Letraset. I can't remember. Yeah, I probably didn't look at the time, but I can't remember the scenery. Yeah, you could get the Battle of Britain.
I had one with gangsters. It was all like 1930s mobster types.
I recall there being themed like Star Wars ones and things as well.
Yeah, there was a space one I had with spaceships and stuff.
Yeah, I think this was a long time before Star Wars when I was doing them anyway.
When you were doing them, Ted, they didn't even have space or anything.
They were all in black and white.
The Battle of Britain one was biplanes.
Dave Barker says they are going back to the decals on rubber tires. Assuming they are the Tamiya ones, because he doesn't say. I don't think he says in his mail, does he, Ted?
It doesn't know.
Well, I'm going to guess because it's usually motorbike kits or for maybe Formula One cars that have these things. They are strange to use. You just have to put them in place, then damp the back without moving them, or they will crack. You just have to be really careful.
Yeah,
they're kind of like a weird mix of dry rub and water slide, if I remember right. I remember Tony struggled with them quite a lot when he was doing his bike.
Lord Whiteley the Third says the one he did in '79 was Star Wars. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paul Stewart says Spess. Tony Blackwell had a Batman set. Troughton Child has the best one because he had a dinosaur set. Get in.
Oh, yeah, I remember the dinosaurs, yeah. Stuart Bellingham says they still sell them at Cosford.
They probably bought like 10 million ones and now they can't shift them. Yeah, they've been here for 40 years, mate. You want to buy one, 20p?
Yeah, I wonder if they go off like decals do.
I don't know, I don't think so.
It's like a more of a plasticky film, and it's not a decal film.
I actually tried to figure out how dry rubs work once, and my brain didn't accept the fact.
Magic.
Yeah.
Tony Blackwell remembers the ones that you used to get that put on your skin. You remember them?
Yeah,
you used to get them
you damp them.
Water, yeah.
In fact, yes, maybe that's what they're like, the ones that go on rubber tires. Remember, you used to put them on and like damp them or lick them, and then bubblegum tattoos.
If you make sure you get them the right way around, because otherwise it gets stuck to your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, you used to put them on the back of your hand and lick them, and then hold them, and then you used to see the edge as you stuck it, and then it stuck.
Yeah. And if you got it wrong and you ripped a bit off, you'd have like love and hat written on your knuckles.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Troughton Child said he found 2 complete PG tip cigarette cards, booklets with the cards. Yeah, I've got.
And the ones used to come with chewing gum.
Yeah.
No. The transfers were, but you could get PG Tips cigarette cards as well. Do you remember them? Used to get them in the side of your PG Tips bag.
I think vaguely, yeah. Who remembers Bazooka Joe's with the bit you had to fold to get the picture? You got the piece of you get the wrapper, and then if you fold it in the middle like that, it makes another picture.
Like Mad Magazine had that, didn't it?
Yeah, but Bazooka Joe's were horrible, but everybody liked the little and it was always a really crappy little picture. So.
Griff MJ remembers Bazooka Joe's. Yeah, I remember them. Yeah, but I do remember the picture. It was like a waxy type paper, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was just like you unwrapped it. It was like greaseproof paper, and it had that drawing, and wow! When I was a kid, I remember there were some crisps called something. They were to do with space and aliens, and they were multicolored, so you got all different colors of crisps. They were like spaceship shaped things, like corn snacks, but there was like red and blue and green. Really weird. Nobody remembers them apart from me.
Lots of artificial colours and stuff, and
explains why I talk really fast today all the time.
Troughton Child says issue 2 of 2000 AD had bionic transfers that you put on your skin.
Bionic transfers.
Comics used to have free gifts that were actually free gifts because you get them very, very rarely, as opposed to the kids' magazines now that come with a free gift every week, and then all the magazines cost £10.
Yeah. Yeah, like, build the Millennium Falcon or build the R2D2. That's stupid, those things.
Comes with a free gift every week. That you get
free gift every week. The magazine costs £7 a week. That's best crisps.
Dave Barker says...
Dave Barker says, when my sisters cleaned out Mum's house, they found full books of Green Shield stamps. Good God.
I remember that. Yeah. But remember my mum and dad coming home from Tesco and said, "Here, son, here's the Green Shield stamp. Stick them in the book." Yeah.
What did he actually do with them? I can't remember what they were for.
Well, it was like, instead of getting club card points as you do now, when you get your shopping, they used to think, "Oh yeah, you qualify for 2,000 Green Shield stamps," and then punch them in the machine, and this reams and reams of stamps would pull out.
Could you take them back to the same shop and reuse them, or somewhere else? Did anyone ever use them again?
Yeah, get like 400 Green Shield stamps in your local Tesco's, and you can get a set of SO glasses or something.
Yeah, you used to think, "Oh, I need a new mop bucket, 4,000 Green Shield stamps." Oh, right.
So this is going back to the days when all shops sold with things like mop buckets and whitewash, and that was it for your doorstep.
That was it.
That says Green Shield stamps became Argos.
Did it? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wonder if Dave Barker then can cash in his Green Shield stamps at Argos.
Give it along.
Go, I've come for that washing machine. Here's 2,000 Green Shield stamps.
With inflation, that's about £7.5 million. You can just have Argos. You're now the CEO. Adrian David says, question, when you were children, what was your favourite sweet?
That explains why I missed that one. But people just started putting sweet peanuts and fruit salad.
Oh, you can still get.
My favourite sweets were.
You can
Oh, yes,
still
I
get
can.
fruit salad.
Yes, I can, and it'll be something that most people don't remember.
Is it some northern thing?
Nope. But it took me about 6 years of research to find out what they were called. Do you remember what are called Starburst now? Which were called
opal fruits.
Opal fruits originally.
Yeah.
They were the fruit ones. There was another one where it was basically white with the green stripe, and it was minty flavour.
7 something.
Nope. Do you remember them? It was just a pack of these little white. What were stuck, but they were white with the green stripes, and they were mint flavour.
Well, they're not called. They had 7 in the title or something.
No, it took me years to find out, and they were called Pacers.
So Trout and Chard says Pacers and
Pacers. It took me years to find out. I used to love those things. They were great. Opal fruits were rubbish. Pacers were great.
Fry's chocolate cream, but they did a 5 centers one.
Oh no, I didn't like chocolate cream at all.
One of them was really horrible, but the rest of it was nice. But there's one little horror. It's like almost Russian roulette.
Now, as we're on as we've obviously drifted into nostalgia, we could start the debate about wagon wheels. The debate on wagon wheels. Are they bigger or are they smaller?
Well, is this the Big Mac conjecture?
Or was it just because we were small, they were big?
Well, did you notice recently, like McDonald's, because everybody says Big Macs used to be massive and now they're dead small. They're like puny little things. My local McDonald's suddenly had a thing where they said, we're doing the big, massive Big Mac extra.
The Grand Mac.
And I got it and I thought, you've shot yourself in the foot because this is what Big Macs used to look like. Now you've just reminded us how big they used to be.
But we're only doing them for a month.
Yeah. At least they do the big tasties all the time. That's fine. So yes, Pacers. Never liked wagon wheels. Never liked Karamak. Couldn't stand Karamak. When I was a kid, get this. This is so 1970s or 80s. When I was about 9, 10, 11, my treat when I went to bed at night, if I'd been good, was to go to bed with a pack of prawn cocktail crisps and a can of Shandy Pilsner. I'm like 8 or 9 years old and I get a can of Shandy Pilsner, like very low alcohol, but hell, it's a lager with lemonade in it.
You thought you had it. Yeah.
Didn't like Shandy Bass. Shandy Pilsner was just sweet. So there was me with my can of. It was a big can as well. It was a proper old 1980s, 70s big 440ml can.
Kieran Keith says, "Oh no, Ted, the wagon wheel debate was a big thing in his house."
Yeah, it's not only wagon wheels though; it's curly whirlies as well. They got smaller.
Everything's got smaller. More recently, things got smaller.
The best biscuits were United biscuits, but nobody remembers those.
Yeah, United biscuits. I remember them.
Did you ever get one where you bite into it and there'd be no biscuit? It was just solid chocolate with the crunchy stuff in it.
No, I've seen pictures of Kit Kat that have done that. But,
yeah, I know. This was every now and then I get one. It was just none of the crunchy biscuit. It was brilliant.
Tony Blackwell says that's what Vallejo paint smell like. Karamak.
Actually, the khaki does actually smell like Karamak. It has a caramelly smell.
This is all Adrian.
Stream.
This is all Adrian David's fault anyway.
Yeah.
Bring back Toffos. Oh God, no. Bring back Rolos. Do they still do Rolos?
Yeah, they're still around.
Didn't like Rolos either.
Sprinkle Addict says everything gets smaller as you get older. Well, that's what happens when you stiff glue.
Yeah, or cold water. That's why heated pools are good.
Phil Kett says curly whirlies are tiny now.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I do have a question tonight as well. I don't know whether I could back it a question for the live stream later on, but I've been asked by a friend at work who is getting married, and she's trying to decide.
I don't think shouting help is a question, is it?
Help! Yeah, and she's trying to decide on a wedding song to go march down the aisle to come down the aisle to. Now she's a Star Wars fan and she's the Imperial March, but I hope he's not. I hope he doesn't want that because he ain't going to get dressed up.
Before you said Star Wars, I was thinking the Imperial March.
yeah. Any recommendations? I believe she may be watching tonight. So any recommendations on what a suitable wedding song would be? She has bought a resin model, by the way, so she's a potential modeler in the making there.
You know what would make a good triumphant piece of music. The full-length version of the theme tune from Stargate SG-1, which is about twice as long as the one you see on the series. It's quite it's quite nice and triumphant. It's not.
So they'd have to do a couple of laps to get the full track.
Yeah, it's about a minute long. Just walk slowly. But not the normal one you get on the series, the full-length version, which is a couple of repeats. It would actually work quite well, strangely enough.
Yeah. She could just need to pick a church with a very long aisle.
Yeah.
Or walk really slowly.
Or if you want to go really dark, from the original 1989 Batman movie, the track "Charge of the Batmobile" would be quite good.
Yeah. Hopefully she's watching to get all these ideas. Theme from Where Eagles Dare.
Kieran Keith says the Canadian national anthem, absolutely the best choice. Simon D mentions Hans Zimmerman. No, Hans Zimmerman doesn't write music. He just makes wallpaper.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood says a wedding song, Highway to Hell, definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. Spruglu Addict says North Korean national anthem. What is that? Does anybody know the North Korean national anthem?
Help by the Beatles.
Music played by the Ice Cream Man.
I Want to Break Free by Queen.
Flash.
Get it in there while you can.
The End of the World as We Know It.
So some good ideas. Yeah, could be.
Theme from The Black Hole. No, I remember the film, but don't remember the music.
I don't remember that. Stargate soundtracks. There's quite a bit of music in there that would actually work quite well on a wedding. Or Journey to the Island from the Jurassic Park soundtrack. It's like about 5 minutes long. They'd have to walk really slowly.
I'm going to have to watch all this back so I can Google YouTube all these tracks.
Welcome to our model making stream.
yeah. We mentioned
the thing is, right? We could sit here and talk about model stuff all night, but you know what? After 20 minutes, everybody get bored. I think people like the fact that we just talk about anything.
Yeah, other model making channels are available, but why go there when you can have fun here?
Osric 9000 does have a question. Says,
Okay.
Can decals be put directly on top of AK True Metals wax? I don't know about AK True Metals wax. I don't know, is that a thing? Or is he saying?
Yeah, I think is he on about the paste stuff that I've got?
I would assume you always want to put a frosty on just to give it something to stick
about
to.
that's
Yeah, I've never done it, but I would guess not. You need to seal it.
Yeah,
that stuff never really dries, does it? It's permanently.
Yeah, it will rub off. Yeah, if you don't seal it, it'll rub off. So I put a coat of a clear coat on over the top, and then put it over that. You can put clear coat over it. It does help to protect it.
Yeah, Tony Blackwell says I wouldn't try it. No, if I remember rightly, it's kind of a paint that never fully cures because it's wax based or some similar. So yeah, probably a bad idea.
It's not a problem just to put a bit of pledge down and you're done.
Because the other thing, of course, is bear in mind if it's a paint that never fully cures and you get your cotton bud and roll the decal down, you've now got 3.5 tons of cotton bud fuzz on your paint, which is not great.
Yeah, it just got it goes hard to the touch. That's if you're talking about this stuff. It's hard to the touch, but I reckon that once you start putting chemicals or anything on it, it might
It may go soft to the touch.
Right. Yep. Tony Blackwell said you could spray it if you dilute it with terps. Yeah, apparently it is sprayable.
Yep.
I've never tried it.
I saw a video where they airbrushed it.
Yeah. If anyone does try it or has tried it, give it a mention in chat. The song this recommendation is still coming in. This is the end. The Doors.
The end of the world as we know it. That's not that song, I know.
UFO theme. Yeah, that's quite good.
How about The Prisoner?
So it's got to have the right pace to it, and it's got to be quite majestic and stately. But
there you go, the Stargate.
Yeah.
Not the main theme tune because that's too long. But
yeah, I've just had a bit of flashback there to my wedding all them years ago.
Is flashback the right word, Ted? Do you want to use? Put the TVs off to bed.
Yeah, my life passed.
TK.
My life.
Good night,
has
TK.
passed.
Thanks for visiting.
Good night, TK. Yeah, my life just passed before my eyes then as I remembered my wedding.
Did you say life or wife? My wife just passed before my eyes.
I remember that on the date of our wedding, the organist had gone sick. Maybe they knew what was coming, so they'd gone sick. And the standing organist, a very nice old lady, who I'm sure was only too happy to help out and asked to play at a wedding, began the wedding march with a do 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 do, and it sort of went into a circus type carnival type song. As the wife was walking down the aisle, she just couldn't play the wedding march.
Have a banana.
The startup, it was like somebody had unplugged the organ because it do 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 do. And obviously, she plugged it back in and couldn't get the right keys. Well, she had all the right notes, but not necessarily in the right order.
Osric 9000 says the Benny Hill theme.
We have a serious question.
Yep.
But first, we have a not serious question, which is 0A6 says, "Hello, guys. Regards from Argentina." Hello,
Argentina, all the way over there. Hey,
from underneath the equator.
Yeah, the other side of the world. The other side
of the world. Joanna Hammond says, if you are building a model for someone else, either commission or otherwise, how do you cope with the extra pressure of not being able to mess up, you don't own the kit, etc., etc., etc.?
Oh, yeah. It's a risk, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, me and Ted have done commissions.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done anything for somebody else, Chris, or commissions yet?
The eModels one is the only one that's even come close, really. But it did feel different doing that. I mean, the bike I did, but was mine that I did sort of for eModels, but didn't do it. When I was doing it, I wasn't doing it for eModels, shall we say. That's the easiest way of explaining that. So, yeah, it did feel different. There is definitely more pressure doing a kit that isn't yours. And, you know.
I mean, aside from the pressure of actually having to film it as well, which is a whole different kettle of fish, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels different doing it for somebody else. But, yeah, I don't know if it adds or removes from the enjoyment. I don't know, it's different. Some people like dangerous sports.
Some people like hobbies that involve knives when they can't help stabbing themselves.
Yeah, it is different though, isn't it? It's a case of, you know, that if you mess it up, it's going to cost you because you've got to go out and buy the kit, like as you did with that part that you lost on that little pilot figure that you lost. You've got to go out and buy another kit if you mess it up. There's added pressure there because you know you've got to be at the top of your game to do it, because when they get it, they might think, "Yeah, I don't like that bit." Yeah, you've got to come to all the old agreements about how you get paid, or there might not be money in it, but I think you're still going to have some pressure added to not mess it up.
Yeah, there's also the extra pressure of if it's something you don't particularly want to build as well.
Yeah,
I mean, or that you do want to build and would like to keep it afterwards but can't.
Yeah, and then you don't have to do it again. But I mean, I said before, I used to do commissions, and the important word is used to do. And there's a number of reasons why I stopped doing them. But yeah, one of the reasons was it's kind of stressful. If you're doing it for a friend or something like that, then it's not quite as bad. If you're doing it for a paying client, then it's like, because like Ted says, you have to be on the top of your game. Which is why when I did do them, sometimes I wouldn't actually film the build. I'd do like a build diary. So I'd do work for a few days and then I'd film a little 10-minute thing saying, here's what I've done, because I didn't want to be filming it and distracted. But the pressure to not screw it up is something you don't normally get. So you can get around it. It's not the end of the world. It just isn't as much fun as doing it for yourself. But there is one important thing to keep in mind. And it sounds a bit snarky to say it, but it's kind of the truth, and it helps you get around any sort of mental barriers, is that everyone is their own worst critic, and no matter how much you think something sucks, 9 times out of 10, the person you're doing the model for won't see the mistakes that you can see, and they'll think it's brilliant. So even if not that I'm saying I I didn't do my best work and my most conscientious work, and I'm not saying, cut corners, but if it's almost a case, I got to the point where I was like, I could do a half-assed job and the person commissioning it would still think it's brilliant. And I was like, I don't want to be in that mindset, but it's true. So don't get too hung up on the tiny little minutiae of, is this right? Is that right? That looks wrong. Because the things you can see because you're building it, the client probably won't even notice. So give yourself a break and sort of sit back and say, it'll probably be fine. Don't worry about it. But do your best work, obviously, but don't obsess over every little tiny detail that you don't think is quite right, because you're probably the only one that would know that. It's stressful. It can be fun. It can be profitable, but there's a number of other things that put me off it. Like I was saying before about shipping and everything else, and the whole sort of back and forth of the contractual obligation between you and the client. It just I didn't like it in the end, so I stopped. But I know Joanna's situation. It's kind of I know who she's building it, not who she's building it for, but I know the background of what she's building for. So it's not quite as bad. Don't worry about it too much. Just have fun with it.
Yeah. On a different note there, Kieran Keith had come in and said he's been asked by his Air Training Corps commanding officer to build a competition model for a regional that's a competition. He's going to ask him what he wants me to build and hope it's something he wants to build. Firstly, yeah, if it's something you want to build, it's going to be built better than something you don't. However, entering competitions is a different ball game again to building a commission for somebody who's just going to put it on the desk or the shelf. Building for a competition brings in its own set of problems. Is that you sometimes do need to build correctly.
Yeah, it's a whole different kettle of fish, that one. Chris has just had to leave us temporarily. He's coming back.
Yeah. So you do need to build it correctly. You do need to do your research and find bits and pieces out, the right colours and things like that. And then you've got to hope that the judge is an expert on your topic. He might be an expert on aircraft, but he might be an expert on Spitfires. So if you're building a Phantom jet, you might get away with it.
I would say as well, if you're building for a competition for somebody else, make sure you get whatever the prizes are, because you've done the work and you get labelled as the winner, not whoever asked you to do it.
Yeah, that's
it's like me saying, "Can you build me a model for this competition?" And then say, "I won, I get all the prizes," and you'd be like, "No."
Yeah, hang on a minute. Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
Good. Yeah, just breaking away. Chris has come back. Just a message there from James Chapman.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Yeah, fresh off the press. Hi, Ted Fox, and it's going live on the interwebs now. Hi, Ted Fox. Chris, sorry I'm late. Just got back from a job interview. I've found out me and his fiance are having a little baby girl. Congratulations.
Sorry, you and his fiance. What?
Yeah, me, him, and his fiance.
Yeah. Although I have to say, what kind of job is it where you go to get the interview and you suddenly find out you're having a baby?
Yeah.
I got the job. You're having a baby. That's a hell of a job. No, congratulations.
Congratulations, yeah.
Model making baby.
Model making, is that the first? That is the first announcement we've had of a pending arrival.
Yeah. So give it 6 months. Not 6 months, obviously. Give it a year or two. Get them started on Snapfit, then on to Warhammer.
Yeah. There's some great little tanks. Yeah, there's some great little kits out there. You could a little baby girl, will like the camper van. Yeah,
get them an account set up on eModels. Do it now, so it's out of the way. You don't have to worry about it later.
What you could do is stash away a few pence every week, and then when they're about 1 or 2, first model, get the new Dora,
or take a longer view, stash away a few quid every week until they're about 18, and then just go out and buy all the alcohol you can find to make up for it.
Tony Blackwell said they call her Airfix. Great,
Airfix.
Yeah, we're now looking for suggestions for baby names.
Airfix is a bit of a male name, isn't it?
Yeah, Dora. That's
a girl's name.
Dora. There's a good one.
There's another girl's name that's a model of some sort. I can't remember what it was now.
Vallejo.
Matilda. It's a tank. Vallejo.
Spruce says Jeff Sargent. Ravel.
This is my daughter Bandai.
Zaku says Phil East.
Zaku. Hey.
This is my daughter Snapfit.
Snapfit. This is my daughter Seamline Remover. This is my daughter Nub.
Actually, that always works.
What Nub?
Yeah. Maybe not a given name, but a pet name.
Will get a bit bigger, you see. So, right, little nub. That'd be a good nickname for when she's really small. Just call her little nub.
Yeah.
Here's the law now. Everybody who's a model maker, if they have a child and the child is really small, should refer to it as their little nub. Just because it's
apparently, they're going for Charmaine in memory of his fiance's mum.
Oh, nice.
I could just picture it in a few years' time in primary school, and the winner of this week's headmistress's prize is Gumpler. Come forward, Gumpler.
Nub of the sprue, says Tony Blackwell. Kshatriya, says Ryan Riley. Lord Bargathur says, meet Warhammer, our youngest. Joanna Hammond says, how about Emily Board? As in Emery, but you get it. I get it.
I get it. Yeah. Just don't call her Starship Filth, says Felice.
Shania Charmaine. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah, it may be twins, 2 times more shine. Good.
Good news.
Is that one for each? Is this one's 2 times and this one's more shine?
2 times more shine. Officers, take away and booker. Officer, take away. Officer, booker.
They just have to stand in that order all the time because otherwise it's.
The Emperor of Mankind, says Nate Bliss.
What jolly
the Emperor.
Yeah. Weddings and children. We've got everything tonight.
There's a wedding. Here's a wedding.
Celebrate your event with eModels. eModels live stream.
Yes. Celebrate it. It's cheaper than flowers.
Download and send them your latest. Download and send them an episode of YouTube.
Yeah, next time Valentine's Day is on like a Monday, don't go spending money on chocolates and flowers. Just get us to do a shout out. That's cheaper. It's more awesome.
We might do a personal appearance.
We'll do it with a northern accent and everything.
I think that's what we'll do, actually. We'll start a shout out. We'll start a birthday shout out. If you or a friend have a shout, have a
shout.
Start again. Let's start again.
If you or your friend can shout, we'll send you a birthday free of charge.
If you or a family friend have a birthday or an event that you wish to be celebrated, you can have a free shout out on eModels web stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Web stream. I like that. We do paid shout outs as well, but that's only a Friday night and it's different.
Tony Blackwell says he wants to create it with all his models. He'd come out like a Carbonite Han Solo.
Oh yeah.
I think Stream 13's listing names of Gundam, but I don't know what they are. So
I think for girls, Sailor, Mirai, Far Ella, Minerva. You missed out Frau Bao.
No, that's the etc. bit.
Okay, etc. You can't not list Frau Bao. So we want me to get Telford. It will now be a wedding show or a baby shower, says Lord Berkeley III. Bring all the new additions. Any new additions, and they'll get a free sticker at Telford.
Yeah, you probably don't have to pay for little babies and stuff to come in. They're probably getting free.
Yeah. I think Pete's going to have to sort of design some new merchandise, isn't he? He's going to have eModels baby towels and baby grows.
Baby grows, yeah. eModels pacifiers. A touch of gin, Just...
So they come in 4 bits. You have to snap them together.
eModels wedding dress and bouquets.
Wow, we've gone all over the place tonight, haven't we?
Oh, it's cool.
It's been a true potpourri.
Here to do a shower. Have you put that toilet seat down? eModels baby vest. Yeah, we could do little bibs, couldn't we? I'm a young eModeler. Yeah, little drip vests.
Troughton Child wants to be buried with all his action figures like a modern day terracotta army.
That'd be cool.
I want to be buried with Lego all around me because then I know my body's going to be fine. It's not going to get stolen or nobody's going to tread on it.
James says his fiancée is wetting herself laughing.
Hopefully, careful now. We don't want to be getting out the.
That could be one of 2 reasons. Just.
Yeah, we don't want to get out the hot towels and boiling water, do we?
Especially if she's eating like a spicy curry at the same time. Could be all the wrong inducements.
Good. Right. Yeah. Right. Eric. Where are we up to? Did we talk about? Have we done any talking about models tonight?
No, we've done a couple of questions.
Yeah, we've done some. We've fulfilled our contractual obligation.
Yeah, we done our, yeah. We turned up. We talked a little bit about modeling. Then it just went everywhere.
Turned up, lights are on, job's done. Take that one off.
Right,
Chris, did you have to go for a wee by any chance?
No, I heard a noise downstairs, so I was going to investigate.
Was the noise in the toilet by any chance?
It was all okay. No, it wasn't. It was real noise related.
Okay.
Making sure everything was all right with my family, and it was.
Okay. Wasn't a spider.
Wasn't a spider. No, I get notes about spiders.
You get little notes stuck around. There was one here. You didn't catch it. Sleeping on the couch. Sorry. I found a little bug on the window ledge today. I had to throw out this tiny little thing. It was about molecule across, and it was right on the edge of my window ledge. So I got a glass and I got a bit of card, and I was like, right, I need you to get off the edge so I can get the glass and the card. And it complied, but it was the slowest moving creature I've ever come across. I stood there for 5 minutes. It's kind of going. I'm like, oh, just. It was so small. The piece of card was thick. It was taller than it took forever. I didn't flick it, Seymour. I captured it and put it outside.
James Chapman has just asked any good ideas for a first model for his little girl. Yeah, try the U-boat. If you start it now, it'll be done by the time she's about 18. So she can.
And don't forget that when she's really little, she'll be small enough to the figures will be about real size, so she'll be able to paint loads of details on them.
Yeah. Get her a good set of paintbrushes, and obviously you're going to have to buy yourself. You're going to have to buy the baby a compressor and an airbrush because they'll need them. Obviously, a good set of paints. They'll need them as well. All for the baby. Yeah, it's just for the baby. You know, like when you know you're having a little boy, you've got to go out and buy them a scale trick.
Yeah, and tanks and planes and Oh, Gareth, thank you very much. The best way to hold things which is hard to paint.
Firmly.
Yes.
Yeah, don't use tweezers or anything on small things because you can't control it properly and they'll fly everywhere. So
depends what it is. Here's a handy tip though. If it's figures or something you can mount a stick onto, get a load of corks with plastic tops. It's a basic wine cork with a plastic lid. I got a bag of like 50 of them for pence on the eBays. And if you can, on whatever the model is, drill a hole in it, get a bit of cocktail stick, white PVA glue it into the piece of plastic, jam the pointy end of the stick into the cork, and there you go. You can paint it.
I thought you'd gone out and drank all them bottles of sherry to get them corks.
Shut up.
Yeah, when he said pence, he meant hundreds of pence.
Don't give away all my secrets.
Kenneth says that he thinks that little small thing is living in Fox's bread now. He said he did correct himself and say beard, but I thought bread was funny.
Living in my bread. Tony Blackwell says he had a spider that lived for weeks in his car wing mirror. Here's the thing about car wing mirror spiders. This is my brain going on usual random autopilot. If you look carefully, they always look the same, but they don't look like any kind of spider you see anywhere else, and you never see them anywhere else apart from on your car wing mirror. They've got a kind of crab look where they have the front legs are longer than the back legs. I've never seen that kind of spider anywhere else.
Special breed.
And I've never seen a different kind of spider in your wing mirror. So maybe there is a specific wing mirror spider.
What's Latin for wing mirror?
Perhaps they breed at car factories. Special car. It's the humidity in a car factory paint shop. That's where they come from.
I had one once that had a web on my wing mirror. And I was going down an A road at 40 and it decided to try and do something on the web and went like that. And it was kind of hanging on this thread. There's the web. It was like on the end of its thing. I'm like, I was trying to drive, but I wanted to slow down so it didn't blow off. And I'm like, I'm trying to brake on an A road coming up to roundabouts.
Yeah, because of this spider, it's probably not a good enough excuse when you get stopped, is it?
I managed to dawdle at the roundabout long enough for it to wheel itself back in.
Perhaps it was doing on purpose. It was actually screaming, "Yay! Go for it! Hey!"
Well, I can't believe that I actually dawdled at the roundabout long enough for it to get back in. Thank you for that, Gareth. By the way.
There are, if you really, it depends how small the parts are, but there are specific sort of product holding tools out there. They've got a bit of a handle.
Yeah, you get different ones. It's handy to have some reverse grip tweezers, which are ones where they come apart when you push them together. and if you let go, they go together. It's not great for tiny parts because they can ping, but for small parts, like that, that's permanently gripped.
Sometimes if it's really small and it does need painted, you can leave it on the sprue.
Yeah, there's always that option.
Blue tack. Just put it in some blue tack and do one side.
But if there's enough surface area that you can drill a little hole and stick a cocktail stick in there. What I tend to do is get the cocktail stick, pointy end, snip it so I get a square end. You might have to sand it a little tiny bit to get it in the hole you've drilled, depending on how big your pin vise bit is. But you can either jam it in or you can put a bit of PVA glue and it'll stay on there. Give it a day to set, and then you can handle it. But if you get a cork, anything like that.
Double-sided tape on a bit of card, anything. Yeah, loads of different ways to do it.
If you're making miniatures, so little miniature figures that typically come on bases, there are a number of different companies out there that make things for holding them. The only one I've got is the Citadel one, and it's just a thing like that. And you get your base, your figure's glued to your base, and you put it in there, and you grip it like that. You put your figure there. But there are loads of other ones that are available. That's just the Citadel one that I've got.
I think Hobby Zone do one that's similar.
Yeah. But that's if you're painting little figures on bases. If you're painting it, here's a handy tip. If you're painting a miniature and you don't want to permanently glue it to the base, and you either want to paint it, you can glue it to the base and then paint the figure, or you can do the kind of grippy thing. You kind of fix your figure to the base with PVA glue, get it painted up, and then just pop it off. That's what I did there. I had a figure glued to that, and then I pulled him off when I painted him. So you can use things like PVA. So I should always have PVA glue in your arsenal, because it's handy for things like that where you can glue something together temporarily.
Seymour Bovington said you could super glue it to your finger.
Yeah, super glue.
That's convenient because it's there. Yeah, but then you can't paint it when it's there. But if it's on your finger, you can still do the paint.
You just never want a challenge, do you, Chris?
Talking about spiders, Kenneth says in Australia, if you've got a spider on your windscreen, chances are you'll need to replace a cracked windscreen.
Yeah.
And you have to get rid of the spider if it's on your windscreen in Australia because you can't see round it.
Oh, yeah. If you've got a spider on your windscreen, you walk.
Stroom 13 says when the season comes, right now, he's got spiders living in the ventilation system of his car. Every time he puts it on for heat or fresh air, they come out.
Actually, let's be honest, in Australia, you don't get a spider on your windscreen happens to be on a spider.
I could just see it out there. It's a bit hot in here. Let's put the blower on. Yeah.
As I get older, every day I live, every day more and more, I determine that I will never ever go to Australia ever, because every day I find out something new about Australia that makes me never want to go there.
Yeah, not long after I came back, I saw this program on some place in the North, Darwin or something like that, and the guy was stood at the side of this creek, this river running up. Yeah, if you fell in there, you'd last 2 minutes. If the crocs don't get you, the jellyfish will.
Yep. Yeah. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if, you go to Australia, and aside from all the things that want to eat you and kill you, and the spiders and the snakes and everything, there's probably you'd be walking through the woods and be like, "Oh, look at that little pile of moss," and be like, "Yeah, that's death moss. You don't want to touch that. It'll eat you alive." What about this tree? Yeah, that's an Australian death tree. It'll turn you inside out and then liquefy all your organs, and then eat you alive. Wow.
Stroom 13 says Ted did the face hugger. Yeah. I don't know if he knew that he did the face hugger. I don't know that.
I don't know. No. It's just a spider coming out. It's just a spider coming out the air vent.
Yep. Yeah. Tony Blackwell says harmless Australian animals. Some of the sheep. I will correct that. Harmless Australian animals. Sheep that are in New Zealand.
Philip Rob's drawn a few pictures of. Right. What are we up to? We almost had a serious moment then. We almost went back to model making.
No, kind of.
Kenneth says, "Lol, Fox, it's funny because it's true."
Even rabbits in Australia want to murder you, says Joanne Hammond. Yeah.
Yep.
Says that can cope with anything that's got 2 or 4 legs. Anything else though? One or 3 legs would also be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, this may sound harsh, but I get the impression if I went into Australia with a culture of Ebola in a vial, they'd be like, "Yeah, you can come in, that's nothing." That's the least harmful thing in the country, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Stream 13 said a friend of his wanted him to go with him to the Amazonian forest. Hey, no thanks.
No.
No thanks. Not only are they going to kill you, but you get wet doing it.
I was telling one of my Australian friends once that we walked through a spider web. One of the few spiders I actually like is garden spiders, the sort of big fat ones, because they're quite fascinating to watch. They never come in the house. We have them, and they'll build webs on the outside of the door frame. But if you leave the door open all day, they will not come in the door ever. I've never seen one in the house, so I quite like those. But you walk through the webs in our garden, and my friend is Australian. She went, "Yeah, that's how big are they?" So they're about this big. He went, "Yeah. Wait till you get an orb weaver spider where the web's like 3 meters across and like steel. You walk through one of those, then you'll do the flailing." Spiders like that big.
That's when you walk through it and actually don't walk through it, you bounce off of it.
Yeah, and then you realise there's a spider in the middle of it that's as big as your face.
Do you think they're hanging on your door though, like hanging on the web, thinking, "What's over there? Then what's in there? Should we go in?" Nah.
I can smell beef. I'm going in. I can smell chicken.
Maybe they go into everyone else's house, but they're just not going into yours.
Yeah.
Don't go in.
In my hand.
You don't want to go in there.
Don't go in there. You'll never get out.
Yeah, I felt the tarantula in my hand. It was quite pretty and it was dead delicate. I didn't mind that. I don't mind tarantulas because they're soft and they don't move fast and they're fluffy. It's house spiders that go across your carpet. I don't like.
Yeah, surprising how you can hear them. Yeah. You sat watching the TV and you hear this. You think there's a spider in here somewhere. Let it out.
I'm pretty sure my wife's not watching anymore because she would have been screaming at me by now if she was still hearing about the spiders.
I think I've said this before, but many, many years ago when I was much younger, I was sat in this very room I had a drawing board and I was drawing away and I had some headphones on. I was listening to some music, some proper over-ear headphones. I was listening to Alsos Brax Zarathustra quite loud. And I got aware of this little scratching noise. I'm like, is the CD scratched? And it did my head in. So I paused the CD, took the headphones off, and I could hear this little scratching noise. And I looked over the room, and there was a house spider that big on a piece of paper that was on the wall, and I could hear it moving on the piece of paper over Alsos Brax Zarathustra, which was very loud in headphones. I'm like, yeah, that's going outside.
Yeah. Well, spiders.
Yeah,
spiders.
Spiders
We've done everything. Yeah, well, done everything tonight. Jimmy Paul did mention there. When will we see what's in store? Well, we could have a look at what's in store. Should we have a look at what's in store? What's the time?
Yeah.
Is it that time again?
I think it is that time.
Could well be.
Yeah.
We'll do it at some point, haven't we?
Right. I'll go get the what's in store ready because excuse me, I can't remember where I put it.
Have you got the burps?
I've got the burps. It was curry tonight for tea. I'm still tasting it.
I had curry tonight actually as well.
Yeah, homemade curry. My wife just makes quite a good homemade curry. 25 years of marriage. I hope she's not watching this because I might have 25 years of marriage wrong.
It could be.
It was 35.
Right, put that bit up. Right. Now I forgot what to do. Hang on. Oh, there.
Lock it on you.
Lock it on me. Right. It's locked on me.
Are you sure?
I'm go to screen share. I'm about to press a button. Right. What we're going to do this week, we're going to have a look at what's in store. And this week, the theme is speed.
No, stop. It's supposed to start in the middle.
Yeah, well, we couldn't decide what to look at tonight because there's so many things that have turned up in the eModel store. They've had a huge Tamiya delivery this week. So if you've got your heart set on any Tamiya stuff, have a look through the website because it might have come in stock. There's a big container part just left outside, dumped outside the eModel store that nobody can get past. So if
all the Tamiyas were delivered, all of them.
All of it, yeah. So if you're planning to drive to eModels, you'll have to park on the road because you won't be able to get in because there's a container dumped outside. So so we'll have a look at what's in store. And yeah, the theme being speed. We have a look at fast things, really. We tried to look up the world's fastest jet, but we couldn't. Unfortunately, eModels haven't got that one in stock. So we got you Tamiya 1/20th scale Ferrari. Yeah, it's a long time since I've followed Formula One. I'm sure this is Formula One. Yes, it is F1, by the way.
My friend Nicky loves Formula One, but he hates Ferrari.
He's
a McLaren fan through and through. So
now, why didn't you say that? We could have looked at something else. But yeah, Ferrari. Yeah.
Because I know this will make a cringe, but not that she wants to be sitting there going, "Oh, what are you doing?"
Now, with Formula One cars, you know that if you're buying it in a kit, you know that it's going to be a fresh, new molding because they change so often. They need to make these kits to keep up to date, so they're always going to be factory fresh, really.
Well, unless it's a vintage one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Classic car.
I'm sure the guys in chat will tell us what season this was from, but it does look fairly modern anyway. So it's not going to be more than a few years old at least. Let's have a look. Some more pictures of it.
Ryan Riley is the screen usually windowed like that? It seems small tonight. It does seem a bit 4x3. Don't know.
No, I haven't done any change unless Windows have changed settings.
Yeah, YouTube are often playing around with settings and things, so it might be.
Don't forget, it could be that Ted's monitor is 4x3.
Yeah.
Are you on a laptop, Ted?
No, I'm not on a laptop. I'm on a computer. Actually, the way things change on my computer, they just change it randomly. Yeah.
I have to say, though, I mean, I have the deepest admiration for anyone that makes things like Formula One cars. Not because it's like making normal shiny cars is hard enough and not making them look terrible. So making a Formula One car that's made of shiny, wow.
Yeah, I mean, normal cars, you just got big body panels. For this, you've got big body panels and lots of detailed suspension and stuff as well. So yeah.
No, I'm unsure. Maybe the photographs will tell us if any of the panels of this come off, because as you know, sort of F1 cars are all sort of panels, aren't they? So if anything gets broken in a race, they just take the old one off and bolt the new one back on.
What scale was this puppy, Ted?
This was 1/20th scale, so it's going to be quite big, isn't it?
It will be a significant dimension.
Yeah.
And look, you can see there's them decals on the tyres.
Yeah.
Joanna Hammond's actually got a good idea. She said, if I ever do an F1 model, I'd have to crash it into a barrier to allow me to seriously weather it. So yeah, that's an idea. You could do a broken one.
Yeah. Just make it Nakajima's car.
Yeah. So yep. See if there's any more pictures. Yep. There's the decals we were talking about before. Yeah. They obviously they did put some 2 times more shine on them.
2 times more shine.
To set them down. Yep, lots of details as you would expect from.
I would suspect that carbon fiber is also a decal.
Yeah, I would.
So that would be that would be quite a good challenge. That if you get that right and pull it off, it would look fantastic.
Yeah, and as well, I bet the aftermarket guys are on top of these cars all the time, so you could detail as well. Although it looks fairly well detailed as it is, but yeah.
To me, I kind of have a long storied history of doing Formula One cars. I don't think there's many manufacturers that actually do Formula One cars. To me, it seemed to be like one of the few that actually do and have a long history of doing Formula One vehicles. So I've been doing it for a long time.
There's a bit of a lighting option there for you. If you wanted to do the red light at the back, there's always a chance. Remember, if you've seen them in races, especially the wet race, when they have the flashing red stoplight at the back. So yeah, all they need next is indicators.
Yeah, it does take a certain bigly amount of skill to do things like Formula One cars. So I'm always very impressed by people that do things like Formula One cars, because they're doing a clean, shiny model is one of the hardest things you can do. Which is why I weather all my models.
So 120. I'll just try to read the small print here. Model. Oh, here it is. A model depict car raced at the 2017 Australian Grand Prix. There we are. Yeah. So Australian. That's usually
made of spiders.
That's about the first one, isn't it? The first one of the season. So you're looking at April last year. So
here's a video game reference that nobody will get. It's the first race of the season. Nobody will get that.
No, I don't get that one. Sorry.
No.
Would you expect me to get that one?
No. I don't expect anybody to get that.
I can place it. I can't tell you what it's from,
Watch out for those barriers. They'll only slow you down.
Definitely remember hearing it.
Going back to the 90s for that one. Nobody will get it.
Not Daytona, is it?
Super Mario?
No, it was... I've actually forgotten what it was called.
Well, so when you said nobody will get it, you meant nobody will get it.
No, it was what was it called? It was some kind of stock car, smash up stock car racing thing.
Destruction Derby.
That's it.
Ah.
Yeah.
I
Anybody who likes the very detailed Formula One and shiny models, absolutely go for this. As always, don't forget, folks, if you do see something in the what's in store section that tickles your fancy, don't sit around and wait for it. We do often get told by the guys at eModels that when we do these things can sell out during the show. So if you do see something you fancy, get it in your basket. What do they do, Ted?
Yes, slap it in your basket.
Yes.
But remember, it's not yours until you check out. So even if you've got it in your basket, it's not yours till you check out. Somebody could come along and steal it.
Yep.
I know that Tamiya, the guys have just had a big delivery of Tamiya, but we don't know how many of each model they've got. So
they could have one of these or 32 of these. So.
Yeah, if you'd like it and you want it, slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket.
Dave Barker said that it makes sense. He got an email from eModels saying they're very busy and they'll try and send his order as fast as they can. It's a Tamiya car that's probably at the back of the container.
Yeah. That's it.
Right, while you guys are doing this, I must excuse myself for one moment. I do need a great big wee.
I thought you heard a noise downstairs. Or...
Yeah, I heard a noise downstairs. Back in a sec.
Right, after we've gone from the 2017 season, we'll go. Oh no, it's this one first. This is another Tamiya kit. It's a bit expensive, but with what we talk about big size models is that you're getting a lot of kits in one, really.
What scale is that? 12th.
This is 1/12 scale. It's a Super 7 Caterham. I think these are build-at-home kits. If I can remember, you can either buy them ready built, or I'm sure that you can buy them as a kit.
No, the actual thing, yeah.
Build them in your garage. So any enthusiasts out there will know all about this. Unfortunately, I know very little about them, but I thought it was a fantastic little kit to come and have a look at. It says the Caterham Super 7 BDR. What BDR is? I'm sure you guys in chat are going to know about that.
Yeah, Zedster says there's a bloke on piston heads building a Caterham. It's huge.
Yeah. It's massive. Looks like it comes with the stand. All the parts there. That's obviously the display stand somewhere. I wonder what that thing is down there. Looks like you see at the bottom of the case. No, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, it looks like there's lots of parts. I wouldn't be surprised for this sort of price if some of these. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these were metallic parts as well.
Alan Northwest Modeller's just got in. He says this week I'm late and they do cars. Yeah.
Should get yourself in earlier. Yeah.
See, I mentioned the Prisoner earlier on, and there you go. It's the Caterham. There you
go. Yeah. We were just saying. I'm sure you can buy these as a kit, come in a crate, put them together yourself.
Yes, they are. Caterham cars are. I think you could buy them built, but they are originally were kits.
Yeah, we did this already. You were gone.
Did you? Yeah. I'll shut up.
Next picture. The display model looks like it's being displayed at the Nuremberg Toy Fair.
Being displayed in flight.
Retractable wheels. Yeah, well, that's it. I know it, as we say, it's an expensive kit. What does it say about it? Lightweight road hugging Super 7, the original manufacturer, Lotus, stopped production in 1973. It doesn't say anything about kit, unfortunately. Kit, unlike previous releases of the kit, this version includes a display base, name base, and diorama sheet to make it a great diorama out of the box. Everything you want's in the box. Yeah. Something to save up for. A nice little kit. Not a little kit, a 1/12 kit. Nameplate and diorama sheet. Super 7.
That was actually quite significantly large.
Yeah, and obviously if you're a Caterham enthusiast, you'll know what a Scale Masters coach work. Yeah, that's
at that kind of scale with Tamiya, you kind of almost pretty much talking museum quality kits there, basically.
Yeah. I think you're probably able to get in it and drive it off.
Yeah.
If you were a small baby. Right. The next one, where we're going next? Oh yeah, back to F1. This one is going back to 1978. The Lotus 79. This has got Olympus decals on. I think this was originally a John Player special car, but obviously with cigarette advertising and things these days, I'm don't believe that they're allowed to do that now.
I don't know, actually. Would they still do that?
Yeah.
I know they do a lot of sponsorship back.
As a historical thing, they probably would. But
Yeah, but I've still a feeling this was a John Player special car.
Because it's black, and it's black and gold. There you go.
Black and gold. I'm sure the guys in chat will know.
Well, they were the JPS Lotuses, weren't they? So.
Usually they had the driver's name along the side here, so I don't know who the driver was for this one. Nicky Lauda.
It was Dave.
James Hunt. Not quite sure. Who was driving for JPS in '79?
Don't know.
Google is your friend.
There's no sticker price for that. We're just asking.
Yeah, because we don't know. We should have done the homework before we came. But we don't do that. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, it looks like the top comes off, and you can see all the detail of the cockpit and everything underneath. Which many more pictures. Detailed engine.
I know nothing about Formula One. Being allergic to all forms of sport, I'm afraid. So
yeah, it says Ford. Yeah, that's that's the last one. So this is the Hasegawa 1/20th scale Lotus 1978.
Which answers my question earlier on about other companies that do Formula One cars.
Yeah. This one's a bit more pocket money priced, $44.99. Wow. Excuse me.
Steady, Ted.
Yeah. Where's Ted gone? Why is it stuck? Why is it still stuck on what's in store? Right, next one, motorcycle. This is the Dick Mann Honda Road Racer. As you said on the box there, Dick Mann is a well-known American rider, I believe. Daytona, winner at Daytona. These are the days when these guys got on these bikes, and as you can see there, they just rode as fast as they can in a pair of overalls.
A pair of overalls and a happy helmet. Nice. This would be a nice bike, nice display model because it's all chrome. Bikes of that era were all chrome. I'm just having a look at it. Dick Mann won the Daytona 200-mile motorbike race in 1970. His beautiful burnt orange CB 750 represented the pinnacle of racing bikes during the era. Yeah, the 1970s motorbikes. They've got that kind of classic 70s look to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, all chrome.
It reminds me of those kind of lamps you used to get in those chairs. You used to get, it's that kind of 60s, 70s curvy, organic shape.
Yeah.
That in reality probably serves no real aerodynamic purpose whatsoever, but
just head down, backside up, and go as fast as you can. Hide behind the screen. I think the exhaust system is a 2x2. Yeah, I think I picked that up. Never mind. It's 1/8 scale, so it's going to be big.
Oh yes, that'll be huge.
That'll be huge.
Yeah.
It's in stock. So if you slap it in your basket, check it out, you could have it next day.
Yeah, and that's a really nice price for a 1/8 scale kit when you think how much 1/16 and 1/8 bike kits go for when they're at the top of the quality range. Some of the big Tamir ones can be like 100 quid or more. So to get yourself a big massive motorbike.
I wonder if the speed of these bikes is relative to today's speed. You know, are they 250? Are the 750s going at the same speed of today's 750s?
I know a lot of the Formula One and motorsports, they actually slowed down, didn't they, for safety and things?
Yes.
Yeah. They keep bringing in new things to limit how fast you can actually take them. So
be interesting. Yeah, obviously the road handling and the handling of the bike itself would be completely different to what it is today, because today they've got dampers and all sorts of things on them, haven't they?
Well, think of it logically. If you took a 1979 Mark I Fiesta with a 1-litre engine, and you took a 2015 1-litre Fiesta with a 1-litre engine, there'd be a bit of a performance difference, I think. Because they've got better at building the engines and the performance you get out of them, I think. So,
my lad tells me it's something about cars these days when you get like a 3-cylinder 1300 engine, for example, but it's boosted up because they've got turbochargers on them or boosters on them, so they make the HP up in that way. But
so you put a motorbike on and Terry at Smooth Workshops popped up. So
yep.
Yeah.
he must have smelt them.
These are all the questions that Terry can answer that we don't know anything about.
Yeah, where was Ted when we needed him? We needed all the questions on the motorbikes. Yeah, so that's that one. Right, what we've got next? Oh, yes. This is, we thought we'd do this one because it's speed, jets. Jets go fast, so speed.
And it's a starfighter. You have to build a starfighter at some point.
Yes.
It's another one of those, if you build planes, you have to build a
Starfighter.
along with the Lancaster and the Spitfire and the other ones.
This isn't this the Starfighter that was in that Star Trek kit a few weeks ago? Was that a Starfighter?
What, you mean about 8 months ago?
It was in an episode of...
I know the one you're talking about. It might well have been, yes. Yeah.
Yes. Now, there is one thing that sets this particular Starfighter, this particular plane kit apart from others.
I just can't find them. There we go. Good work.
That is decals.
The decals.
Because if you look at it, the plane itself is black, white, and yellow with stars all over it. And they seem to be saying basically, you do the black, white, and yellow bit, and then you have to stick on all the stars. The stars. Wow. TK would love that because that's like 1 trillion decals.
Yeah. It's going to take some
kind of grouped up in little bits, but still.
Yeah, it's going to take some working out, cutting all them stars out, isn't it?
I don't think they're all individual though. But it's nice that they didn't give you the actual coloured areas. They just gave you, because a lot of times you'll get a plane or a kit where they've got coloured areas and they give you the whole coloured area as a decal. And more often than not, it doesn't work and it's horrible. But in this one, they've been like, no, we'll let you paint that bit. You just stick the stars and things on, which is really nice.
You could all cut the stars out individually.
Yeah, one thing I have noticed on this decal sheet, down in the bottom there, it says spare parts. So you've got spare stars.
Cool.
Yeah, so they must be anticipating you
screwing it up a few times.
Yeah.
But if I remember rightly, doesn't this kit have 2 different colour schemes, I think, as well? So
that's that one. So what are the pictures there are of it?
But it's a starfighter, and you can't go wrong with a starfighter because everybody has to make a starfighter at some point. Yeah. It's like one of the most cool 50s, 60s, 60s and 70s planes that they made.
Well, I'm just looking at this kit.
Order placed.
I was just trying to work out whether there was actually 2 kits in it. I think there is just 1 aircraft and with a decal sheet for 2 versions.
Yes. Yeah, it's just 1 plane.
Yeah, so that's it. There's the 1 version there with the witch and all the stars.
Yeah.
And the other one we just had a look at, that's that one there. They're nice and red. Yeah, simple.
So you have to ask yourself, you had a choice between the one with 1 million stars on it that looks awesome or the boring red one. Which one would you go for, Tess? The boring one? No.
Yeah, I can see you turning up with at a model competition and people coming out, oh, you built the red one then.
I think what they decided was, hey, no, we've put this first design in that's so good, we don't even need to bother doing a second one because nobody's going to do the second one regardless. Just do it red or something, I don't know.
Yeah, so that's that one. Yeah, that's it for what's in store. This theme this week was speed. So so we've gone from F1 cars to fighter jets.
Yeah, but as always, don't forget, if anything tickled your fancy, slap it in your basket now because it may not be there by the time you get to the end of the show. It may not be in stock.
Tony Blackwell says he built the red one.
He's just being awkward. That's why he's doing that to be awkward. Well, then what would you do with all the stars?
You stick them to yourself, don't you? When you've been good.
You could start collecting My Little Ponies or something. Making dioramas.
All right. Yeah. Right. Where are we up to now? Right. Oh, time is going on. Have we been chatting well tonight?
It's been all about weddings and spa. Oh, I had a sudden thought, by the way. When we were talking about weddings earlier on and music.
Yeah.
Nobody brought up the possibility of cosplaying. So if you're going to have like sci-fi type movie music in your wedding,
I could see that. Yeah, if you're gonna do the Imperial March, you'd have to dress as a stormtrooper.
Yeah, if you're gonna do Stargate, get yourself some SG-1 outfits.
You just want to wear your Gundam suit, don't you?
I wish I had a Gundam suit. If you want to do Batman, do your Batman outfits. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than a wedding dress and all the wedding outfits.
Yeah,
and you could wear it afterwards as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Congratulations to the bride and groom and the bride wore a shimmering white stormtrooper suit.
We are here today to marry Darth Vader to RoboCop. All the bridesmaids are Ewoks. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Mother-in-law, that's Jar Jar.
Stormtrooper to Captain Picard.
Engage. We've done that bit already. Okay.
Would the first dance be a saber fight, a lightsaber fight?
Actually, rather amusingly, I have to say this, many years ago, I went to a friend of mine's wedding, one of my best mates' wedding, and we had these really awesome suits to wear. We were like best men and things. I was the best man, and I had to wear this suit, and it was like a really nice three-piece suit it was like a brown color with a very fine pinstripe, and it was like a tailcoat with the waistcoat, a lapel waistcoat, and nice trousers. We did the wedding. The wedding was fine. We got to the thing afterwards, and I'd been wearing these shoes, and I hate wearing shoes, so I had to put on my sneakers, my red and white Converse sneakers. So I took my shoes off, put my sneakers on, and nothing occurred to me until I went outside, because it was we were doing all the dancing and stuff, and I was really hot because it was in the middle of summer. So I went outside, and I just stood there outside to like cool off, and I had my arms out like that, just going, oh. And some guy walked past and said, "Are you regenerating?" Because apparently I'm just like Doctor Who with the red sneakers but the brown suit. He was like, "Are you regenerating?" But, wow, cosplay! I didn't even know it. I had shorter hair and no beard in them days.
We're Adrian Davis said we're here to witness the marriage of Batman and Wonder Woman. Oh, I'll tell her that. I'll remember that when we go back to it. I'll tell her that one.
Yeah, just don't call it. Yeah, Ted, just don't call your missus your Batman, because that's not going to work.
But Ted's already got the Wonder Woman costume.
Beauty and the Beast, but if anyone calls you Beast, I'll rip their lungs out.
Right, I'm just having a look through. Remember, don't forget, you can still, if you can't get into chat, if you're watching this elsewhere and you can't get into chat, ted at eModels.co.uk. You can send me questions, comments, food, presents, anything you want.
Spiders.
Don't say spiders.
Spiders by email.
Yeah.
Don't forget, of course, if you are watching anywhere other than YouTube, so if you're watching on the eModels page, eModels.co.uk/live, or anywhere else where there's no chat, all you need to do is click on the little YouTube icon in the bottom right of the video player, whatever you're watching it on. That will take you to the YouTube page where you can access the video and the live chat. We do giveaways to the live chat, so it's worth joining in. You might not be able to see chat on every single device. So if you say in the YouTube app or the website on your mobile device, you might need to go to the website rather than the app, or one way or the other.
Zadster does say you could get married in Gotham. It's in Nottinghamshire.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, we do have a Gotham. Yeah, Gotham.
Right, Uniroy has a question. Thinking of buying a Bandai model for a present for his son who's not a modeler, what tools would he need to get? He chose Bandai because he believes you don't need glue or paint. So, I mean, a lot of the Bandai kits you can do snap together without worrying about too much stuff.
If it's a snappy fit kit, all you need is a pair of sprue cutters of some sort, just to get the pieces off the sprue. You can really build them with minimal tools. You will need either some form of sanding sticks, or you can use little metal files. Some people prefer to use files. I prefer sanding sticks. You don't have to worry about sandpaper, because if you get some sanding sticks, they're just as good. And you will need, you'll need a modelling knife of some sort. The last thing you would need is a pair of tweezers. And maybe a very small pair of scissors if you've got any water slide decals. And theoretically, with just tweezers, a knife, some sprue cutters, and something to sand, you can actually build a Bandai kit.
Yeah.
If you're not looking to paint, if you don't need to paint it, if you don't want to paint it at all, and you're happy to just build it out of the box, that's all you need.
It's simple. I get him to have a look on the eModels website. Yeah, might be fun for him to choose his own.
That's assuming he wants Gunpla.
Yeah,
eModels do sell Gunpla, but they don't carry any of the other Bandai kits because of licensing problems. They can't. But have a look at Gunpla on the eModels website. There's a section on the menu with Gunpla.
Yeah,
that's all Bandai stuff. You might like some of that. But yeah, that's all you need. Something to sand with. Tweezers if you've got any little stickers or water slide decals. A knife and some sprue cutters, and that's it.
Yeah, and it just clicks together. Mine is I've just got the basic one. just clips together, and it's really the cheapest chips, some of the smaller ones.
Yep.
And yeah, you can have it together in an afternoon, which is what I'm out of focus, which is what kids want. Because especially if it's his first model, kids don't want to be sat there for weeks and weeks on end. They want something that happens there and then in front of them, and they can get that done in an afternoon.
Sprudlu Addict says, question, if you could try and travel to a time where 3D printing was awesome, which model would you create? I would do my all-time model that I've always wanted, and I've actually managed to get one now, is a Stargate SG-1 Teltac, the little cargo ship. I've got a little tiny 3D printed one of Shapeways. I'd make a big one.
I don't know.
It's an awesome.
I don't know. No.
Or an Alkesh, maybe.
There's not any particular kit or thing that I want that isn't there.
Yeah,
There probably is, but I just haven't thought of it. But no.
I can't. Yeah, it's a bit. I'll put a little bit on the spot there. I can't think of one particularly myself.
Something you'd love to make a model of, but doesn't really exist.
Yeah. No, I'd have to think about that one. I might try and answer that one next week if I remember.
Yeah.
People in chat saying, they don't know what and don't know what my ultimate model is, as this is. Stroom13 says the Normandy from Mass Effect.
Yep. Trot Chard says a Liberator from Blake 7.
Oh yeah. That was that spaceship that flew backwards, wasn't it?
Yes, and I've now got the Blake 7 theme in my head. God damn it. It's a terrible piece of music, but it's really catchy. Full-size Halifax bomber.
Adrian David says 3D print my dinner.
3D print my dinner.
Kieran Keith, I saw that. I just spotted that one. What make is the visor in the background? I don't know.
Mine is somewhere off the internet.
Yeah, I think we've all got.
I don't know anymore.
I think we've all got these. Probably as I thought so. As a hook falls off the wall. I don't think there is a particular make on it. I think it's just a Chinese copy that I picked up from Telford.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah, we've all got them. They work quite well. There's 2 or 3 lenses in it, and yeah, I just use it when I need it.
I've got 2 or 3 with like removable and swappable lenses and lights, but the one I always use is this really old one that's just got no swappable lens. It's just that's it. That's all you got. I pulled the bit off the front because it got in the way and was annoying, and there's no light on it. And this is the one I always use because I've had it with lights and they put too much weight on the front of your head and it gets annoying. Yeah,
well, I've got lights on mine, but I actually don't use it. So
no, if you're working in a well-lit area. But this one has just got fixed magnification. That's all you get. Don't know if that works on camera with it behind my eyes, and it's fine. I've got one with like 6 or 7 different lens types, and I never use them. I got one with like super massive magnification. I was painting a little figure, and I put the lenses in, and it was like, whoa, because I'm like this close to the model, and like every slight movement is like I move my hand that far in real life, and it's just gone. So I'm trying to paint, and the brush is going like this because I'm zoomed in all the way. I'm like, I can't deal with that.
Right.
Yeah.
How many have banged their noses with the visor? I'll tell you what I do, which is really annoying. The number of times I've sat down and I'll flip my visor down. I've not got my visor on. The number of times I go like that. Oh, hang on, I'll put my visor on then, shall I?
Yeah. Right. Let's time for some giveaways. I think.
Yeah, let's give some stuff away. Let's give some stuff away.
Yeah.
Still got the Blake 7 theme in my head, Ted.
Yeah. Now there's a test here. There's a test here to see if anybody from eModels is watching. I'm running out of stickers. I've got 3 stickers. So
we've also got no watching left.
Now we'll be able to tell whether they watch us or not. Yeah, because they might say they do.
Yeah.
So if there's a shed load of these turns up in our letterboxes, yeah, we've all run out of stickers. Him, and him.
Yeah. So if you need to send me stickers, make sure to send them in care of Ted.
Yeah.
And he'll make sure they get to me.
Yeah. Make sure. Yeah, and then we'll forward them on to Chris.
Ted, and him.
Yeah. Don't pay 3 lots of postage, Pete, mate. That's at least 75p each. Don't pay that 3 times. Pay it once. Ted will look after it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So yeah, I've got some stickers left. So yeah, if you want a sticker, you could try and win a sticker. If you want to send us a question, if your question gets picked out and used, we'll send you a sticker as well. If you want a sticker, and send us your include your address on your email when you send us in a sticker. Have I said sticker?
Yeah, I think you've got yourself confused, haven't you?
Yeah, are we giving a sticker? Yeah, we're giving a sticker away.
I think we're giving a sticker away.
Are we giving a sticker away?
Yay! Now, remember, as always, these are the little silly chat giveaways. So we will ask you a question. Do not answer the question until Ted says go. And all we'll do is we'll get the first right answer that comes up in the chat. We'll win a sticker or a mug or whatever we're giving away. If you're not in the chat right now and you're watching somewhere else, like I said before, click on the YouTube icon, get to the YouTube channel. You'll be able to join in. If you've already got a mug or a sticker and you want another one, you're absolutely welcome to enter again. If you've already got a mug or a sticker and you don't want another one, don't answer the question so somebody else can win. And keep in mind, we see the answers differently to you. We see the first answer that YouTube actually received. You see it tailored to you, so it looks different to us. So we go off the first answer we get on our chat here. So off you go then, Ted.
Dave Barker just said, Ted, do you want some stickers back?
Yeah, can you repost them?
We'll just get Dave to send them out.
Send if you win a sticker, please send your name and address to Dave. Do as rum come back.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've done this before, but if we haven't done it before, right. This one is from Philip Ramskar. I think Philip might be in tonight. I'm sure I've seen his logo up there somewhere. Philip Ramskar has sent in the following question: what is
cheese onion?
Oh, could be nearly.
Yeah. I can't take part. Nah.
What is 1700? 1700. What is 1700 in Roman numerals? Go. Yeah.
As always, we do not check the validity of the answers we are provided with. We assume that the person asking the question knows the answer and take it as correct. So the first person that, wow. Yeah, Roman numerals, Lord Barclay.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I wonder if autocorrect will change it.
Yes. Oh no, that would suck. VVIIX XXXXXXXXXXVV.
No. Bliss is it's very hard.
I've forgotten what
this is always a thing when you watch BBC TV program, isn't it? And the end of the program said, and they give the year of production, but it's always in Roman numerals, so you never know when it is.
Yeah.
There we go. Phil Kett says MDCC, which is the answer I have here. What done, Phil Kett?
1,500, 100, 100.
Got to tell you, the Romans were pretty dumb for using that numbering system and not actually going up to the proper Arabic numerals with 0.
Yeah. So Phil Kett is the winner of this week's sticker. Philip Ramkar, if you're watching, send me in your details for your sticker as well. So next week we've got one sticker, unless you want to send me some more.
Well, that's the point. Next week we can't do somebody else's question because we haven't got 2 stickers to give away. Next week we'll have to do our own question.
I'll work something out.
We'll have a week to come up with a question. That's all right.
Just write eModels on the post-it note. That's a sticker, technically.
I'll write eModels on a Band-Aid or something like that. Yeah. So that's another. Some merchandising for Pete. eModels Band-Aids.
Oh yeah, because there's always the stabity.
Yeah, there's always a stamp. Yeah.
Do like 10 packs, 20 packs, and 300 packs for people idiots like me. They
could feature in our build videos. You know, you could be cutting away a slice, and you come back into shot, and you've got an eModels sticker on you.
You'd be able to tell what episode number it was on just by how many plasters he had on his fingers.
And you need to do 2 sizes: massive because you've stabbed yourself on the back of the front, or stupid, weird, fiddly size because you've stabbed yourself on the end of the finger, and no normal plaster will stay on there, so you have to get some weird kind of. I hate when you look at the end of your finger and you can't get a plaster on it. I hate that.
Yeah.
Have you tried not stabbing yourself?
Yeah. Sometimes electrician's tape just doesn't work on them wounds, especially
super glue,
especially the big spurty ones.
Yeah.
I've done my bit.
We're not giving a mug away, Ted.
Oh, we give a mug away. Yeah.
Hello.
Hang on.
Ted, don't forget tonight we've got the live stream for eModels. Just reminding you.
It's Monday.
It's Monday. It says so up there.
It says Monday.
When you move, don't forget to take your "It's Monday" sticker.
I turn it over to. I've got a little "it's" and "not." I've just flicked that bit over.
Tony Blackwell says he's had a scalpel sticking in his leg before now. I had one fall off the bench and ding in my leg like that. I'm like, it's going to hurt. I've still got a hole in my jeans.
Oh, drop it on
Tony
the floor.
Blackwood just said he's still got the hole in his jeans as well.
If you drop a knife on the floor, do you automatically put your foot underneath it to catch it?
No, I automatically flinch across the room. I can't believe that Tony Blackwell says he's still got the hole in his jeans, and so have I. We've just had the same injury, basically.
Right, I'm ready to go.
Are we there, Mother?
I'm ready. Right, I'm there. This one has been kindly sent in this evening, all the way via the wires. The message has come via the wire from Orkney.
Hang on, Ted. This means you're going to have no stickers for next week.
No. Oh, yeah.
Because you can got your third sticker now.
Yeah, I could send. I could send Scott a sticker. True that. Yes.
Yeah. So we will need sticker supplies.
So we won't have any giveaways next week unless somebody's watching this program.
Yes, unless our voice is carrying through the kitchen of somebody.
Do you think things move around the house? Like our sound of our voice, the gin bottle moves around the bench. This one has come all the way from Orkney for my last sticker. And this is for an eModels mug question. eModels
mug.
eModels mug.
Go on, but it's full of
model enthusiast. Which
don't drink clips.
Yeah, which isn't in stock. They don't have any in stock. But we'll keep your name on file and we'll send you one when they're back in stock.
Yes, they are compiling a list, we hope, of people who've won mugs.
Yes. So this is a Google question. So get your Google up.
Get your Googling fingers ready.
They might know the answer without Google. You don't know.
They might do.
Fastest
Scott
finger.
will definitely know the answer.
Well, the way that Scott picks his questions. His question for this week's giveaway this evening is: what name was given to the German high seas fleet during its salvage operation? So when everything was sunk in Orkney, what did they call the salvage operation? Go. Bit of a difficult one, that. Yeah. The German high seas fleet had its salvage operations when they recovered all the sunken ships and things like that. I'm sure that's the right one. What do they call it?
Phil East did say earlier that he does try and catch stuff with his foot when he drops it, so it's not just me.
Brugaloo says Queen Latifah. Nate Bliss says Henry. Seymour Bobbin says help. Phil East, the little one from Different Strokes. Northwest Modeler Gold Digging. Trot and Child Adric.
No.
Philip Rhodes Operation Kipper.
Go for flow.
Northwest Modeler says cheers, Scott. Lol.
It was boat sunken, says Trot Chat. It's his
salvage of the ship, says Speedy Quate.
Operation Kipper. Oh, this could stump a few people.
People have said Operation Kipper now. Bill Cosby, Scapper Flow.
I'm sure that's. I'm sure. Hopefully, Scott's internet watching this.
If nobody gets it, what do we do?
If nobody gets
it, I will write a number on the back of my hand.
I assume don't start that. I assume that there is an answer to it. It's not a.
Yeah, there's an answer. Well, I'm checking there is an answer to it. As usual, we don't do any homework.
We haven't checked up on anything, but no.
Yeah, what Scott will have checked up on it. What time is it now? We'll give it another. Let's see. It's just gone 10 seconds past now.
10 seconds past now. Is that what that is?
It's now 10 seconds past. We'll wait till a minute.
Fox, if you're going to put a number on the back of your hand, can you make it a number between 1 and 3 or something? Because
yeah. For those that don't know, I did a live stream yesterday on my own channel, and one of the questions was, I've written a number on the back of my hand between 30 and 60. What is it? It took like 5 minutes.
The question was, what was the name given to the German high seas fleet during its salvage operation? There it is. Griff MJ has got it. Cox's Navy. Yeah, Griff MJ.
Well done.
Well done. Yeah, somebody's got it. Somebody's Googled the right Googling. Cox's Navy.
As opposed to Googling on the wrong Google.
Well, lots of people have been putting in Scapper Flow, so I don't know what that is.
I think that's probably where it was. Yeah, I think that's probably where it was.
Right.
I went
place.
But the answer we have is Cox's Navy.
Yep.
So. Yeah,
Griff MJ wins a cup.
Griff MJ, well
At
done.
some point.
Pop Ted an email with your name, address, and that, and he'll pass it on to him.
And Scott, if you're watching, I don't think I've got a record of your address either. So if you can send it to me, I will send you a sticker by return. Yeah. So, Stream 13 says he sucks at typing and his internet connection is in just ADSL, so he never win anything. Yeah, have a go on the giveaway. You never know what. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right.
Don't forget, Stream, if you've got a mobile device where you can access the chat live, you can always have the chat open on a mobile device if it's using your 3 or 4G network. That might be faster than your ADSL.
Griff seems happy that he's won a mug.
Yes, mugged, he says.
Mugged. Yeah, we'll get it to you when they're back in stock. Well, the
Tony
dice.
Blackwell says, just address it to Scott Orkney. They'll know who you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be it.
right.
Yeah.
Not Dave Orkney, just Scott Orkney. Okay, yeah.
Well, it's either him or it's that puffin. That's an Irish accent. That's the wrong accent completely. Well, that was wrong. I apologise. I can't do an Orkney accent.
Ostrich 9000 said the distillery overlooking Scapa Flow. Yeah, it's probably Scott Orkney next to the distillery.
Yes. Or in.
Might be in the distillery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depends on the day of the week.
Yeah,
If it's a day in the week, then it'll be in the distillery.
brackets.
Dave scares Scott's address is Puffin House, Puffin Street, Puffin Island.
Yay.
Brackets. The guy on the motorbike.
Brackets, behind the puffin, brackets.
Phil Kett, Phil Kett. Yeah, I got your email. Philip Ramscar. Yeah, good. I'll get them. What I will do, I will put your name on an envelope. I'll put a sticker in it, and when it gets to the end of the month, I will say, no, I might as well send them out now because I've got no more to send. Right, I'll get them stickers out to you guys when I can.
Yes, next week we might just do a mug, which you won't get either.
Yeah, it's a good job these competitions are free to enter.
Yeah, otherwise we'll start to give away like just stuff we've got lying around. I've got like a kitchen roll,
Yeah,
and a stuffed toy dog.
I've got an empty box. Oh,
I've got this guy. I've had him for years. Model making puppy dog.
Yeah, that
It's
could
my little mascot that always watches over my work.
Yeah, that could be a giveaway for another time. Right. It seems like it's turned the witching hour, and it's our bedtime and toilet time, and yes, and it's Chris's wife's birthday, so he better go.
It still is, yeah, for another hour.
For another hour, so better go and spend an hour with her.
Hello.
That's her.
I don't know. Siri decided to answer when I didn't talk to it.
Oh, I thought there was a wife on the phone. Where you at? Can I blow? She's waiting to blow the candles out.
Ted.
Yeah, they burnt down quite a lot, but now it's fine.
Ted. Have you forgotten?
We're not ready to go yet, though, are we?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we forgot the giveaway, haven't we? We forgot the giveaway.
We haven't. When you say we forgot,
Yeah.
Yeah, we forgot the giveaway.
You start and do the wrap up. I'm like, he's done it again.
It's because I wrote something on here and I forgot what it was. Yeah, that
Wrote down speed, and then
I wrote speed.
that doesn't have done that bit already.
I say this every week. He always forgets.
Yeah.
Just always remember.
Yeah, Philip Rose says on the subject of competitions, what happened to last week's results?
Oh yes, we have to also announce last week's winner as well. Good God, we're not planning this, are we?
Yeah, you'd think we'd have it. We'd think we'd have the script right.
Yeah,
at the moment.
last week there was a competition and someone won, so yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
Well done to that person.
well done, that man. Moving on. Last week we had the what was it? We had the vibratory device thing, and we asked you to write down the noise it made.
Yeah, and if you were to win the prize from last week, it's this.
You're giving away the thing that I wasn't allowed to win.
2.
Yeah, whatever that is. It's from Bandai. Yes. So if you wanted to win it, what you had to do was make the noise of a vibratory roller in Japan.
Yeah, on working on the roads.
Yeah, and Road Hobby Corner was the winner.
Well,
There was no
way to build that one up there, Ted.
there was no pause for effect. There was no pause for effect there, was there?
For those, in case you missed it, the winner was Roadie Hobby Corner. Comment
Should we
number 12.
do it again? And the winner of this week's giveaway is
Drum roll.
comment number 12, Road Hobby Corner. Good
Hey,
idea.
what a surprise.
Yes. His comment was, brr, 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 oh no, I need new batteries.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. So, Road Hobby Corner, if you're watching this, I'm sure you are. Where am I? I've lost. If you...
Yes, if you are watching Rhodey, drop Ted an email, ted@emodels.co.uk with your name, address, and a phone number for the courier delivery guy thing.
And then what I do, I forward that off to eModels and they get the stuff in the post. And hopefully,
Don't forget to say what you've won. It's the real grade.
Yeah. Because I can't remember what we're doing now.
Yes. I don't know. Right, so what are we going to give away then this week? What should we do?
What are we going to give away this week? Hopefully, I've remembered to do it. Yeah, it was the Dora, wasn't it?
Yeah, we gave a little tease at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did say Dora.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll look it on
the word Dora once or twice.
Yeah. So right, screen share. So if you want to win yourself a Dora, yeah, there it is.
Kaplunk.
The CBR2 Dora Wings.
Yeah, a bit of a bait and switch there. We know.
Yeah, we teased a little bit.
It was tasteful.
Yeah, and I think just put it.
Put it. We locked on you, Ted.
Yeah, hopefully locked on me.
Yep. I don't know if this is like a real plane or an egg plane of a real racing plane, or it's actually a real racing plane, because I know racing planes can look kind of weird, and I'm just trying not to say racing plane again.
I think I think it's a real racing plane.
Yeah,
because they are sort of silly shapes like that, aren't they? They're all engine.
Yeah,
just a flying engine
right at the back.
Yeah, yeah. So have we got a question?
No.
Yes, I have.
Okay then.
I have. So if you want to win, what scale was it? 1 something?
148 scale.
Is 1 something. If you want to win this rather cute looking little 148th GB something or other, because Ted's made it go off the screen and I can't see it.
Yeah, it's GBR2.
Little tiny racing plane. If you want to win this, then all you need to do is, when this video is finished, when the live stream's finished, and it becomes just a video on the YouTube page, give it about 5 or 10 minutes after we've all gone off and raided the gin cupboard. All you need to do is put in the comments the sound of a Formula One car going past.
Yeah.
Dead easy. You can add other sounds if you want, like if it's Nakajima's car, he's probably going to bang into the fence. If you remember that period in the 80s when Nakajima always crashed. So just write down in the comments what it sounds like when a Formula One car goes past. And then next Monday, we will pick randomly from our random comment picker a random comment picked randomly with the comment picker that works randomly.
That's just asking. It doesn't matter which era, nor does it matter which engine manufacturer. We don't need to differentiate.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of surface as well.
Yeah,
we'll know if you've done a rally car, because that's not right. It's a Formula One.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's on wet or dry tires.
No Formula E, because that's not Formula One.
A couple of people are saying that is the real plane. They do look like that.
Cool.
And Tony Blackwell says GBR2 sounds like a droid.
Yeah. Tony Blackwell says, just do a Murray Walker impression. Look up there. It's the sky. So, yes, all you need to do, when the stream's finished, give it 5 or 10 minutes, put a comment on the video for this stream on the YouTube page for eModels with what it sounds like when a Formula One car goes past and makes you spill your coffee from your flask because you weren't expecting it. And then we'll pick a comment at random next week, and that person will win that funky little spud plane. Spud plane? I don't know why I called it a spud plane.
Which looks like the real thing.
Yeah. Apparently.
Cool.
It looks mint. It's got a kind of, I can't think of what's the anime series, the anime film with the floating castle? I don't know.
You're the only one that would watch it, so we don't know either.
Something north, something of the north, something.
Nanook.
No, there's an anime movie where it's all kind of flying things and there's a wing. It looks like that anyway.
Okay.
Or Dick Dastardly.
No, Tony Blackwell says Laputa. Yes, it could be that one. It's got that kind of look to it. No, not Howl's Moving Castle. It involves steampunky planes and things. Laputa could be that one. Anyway, I digress. So yes, get your sound effect in the comments, and we'll pick a winner next week. and then we'll remind Ted to let everybody know who the winner is.
Yeah, we won't let him go until he's done it.
with a bit of suspense next week.
Yes, Nausicaa. That's the one. That's the one I meant. Nausicaa. Thank you, Jordan Child.
What was the name of Dick Dastardly in his flying
Muttley.
machine? Muttley. What was the name of that
It was
program?
Wacky Races, wasn't it?
Wacky
No,
Races.
That was
No,
the
it wasn't. No, the Wacky. It was a shoot. It was an offshoot from.
the Catch the Pigeon thing.
Yeah, Catch the Pigeon.
Yeah,
Catch the pigeon. Catch the pigeon. No.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That kind of killed it, didn't it?
Right. Yeah. Right. I've got everybody's addresses now. Thank you very much for everybody. Yeah, I won't read them out on air.
Yeah,
Stop-
that's not.
Was it called Stop the Pigeon? Talking about an ostrich.
Catch the Pigeon, I think.
Catch the Pigeon, something like that. Yeah. Right.
Jeff Longman says, "Dag nabbit late again." We'll tell you what, Jeff. We'll make it up for you. Hang on. Let me make it up for you. Because Jeff's from Canada, so there you go.
Yeah.
And you got the intro right that time as well.
I know, I had it in the right place. It wasn't halfway through. I was like, oh.
Right. It's time to wrap things up because it's gone past that time now because I've forgot things. I've got to rerun it.
Yes.
Gin. Where's the gin?
Not yet.
Not
Turn the
yet.
camera off first.
All right. Okay. Right. Yes. Right. Yes. On that note, I'll turn the camera. I'll remember to turn the camera off. Yeah, just think. What?
Oh, just before we do go, Ted, just to let everybody know, you might not know, the latest episode of Ted's U-boat build is up on the YouTube, on the YouTubes, on the eModels channel.
We didn't ask Ted what he's been doing this week.
Yeah, what have you been doing this week, Ted?
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to eModels. Yeah, this week I have mostly been trying to fix the video again. Yeah, I've had a count and I've recounted, and it is episode 8, and it's up on the tubes now. If you want to see where we got to on the 1/48 scale U-boat U552, go and have a look after this video.
And I'm in the process of doing the next episode for the skitter, so that should be up hopefully in a few days. And the second part of Chris's Sky stair lift, standard stair lift. Yeah, that's up as well. So go and check those out.
Yeah. So you've had a wealth of eModels input this week.
Yeah. Right, Ted, run.
Right, we're done. We're all done. Right, I hope to see you next week, unless I've moved. If not, these two guys will look after it. Yeah. Okay. Good night, everybody. Good night. Bye.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
Oh, that's over. Yeah, they're all gone.
Go sleep now, Ted. Go sleep now.
Oh,
Yeah, find the drink.
hang on. I haven't turned
Stop
it.
waving now.
Yeah, I haven't turned it off. I've pressed